following program is closed captioned for the thinking impaired.
Let's tidy up this tangle of film by putting it on a reel. Here is a motion picture film, 1,000 feet, 16,000 separate photographs.
Welcome, everybody, to the official space section of the chart.
The truth! You can't handle the truth!
Sir, you're out of order. Out of order. I show you out of order.
Hey, everybody, I'm Michael.
I'm sick.
So are we at the end of this episode.
And I'm fucking ill, dog.
Out in Vancouver.
I'm glad I'm not getting sick in that room.
Fuck,
So
it's such a
sorry.
small room for
So
such a large
Yeah.
cough.
Breathe in all those germs. Breathe in all those germs.
That's the sickness of Charles. Welcome back to the show, listener. Welcome back to the Real Debaters podcast, where the art of cinema meets the power of debate. This week on the show, Jimmy, this was your idea. Tell listener.
Well, if you guys don't know, and a lot of people that probably listen to our show maybe aren't best involved in the sports world, but it's March Madness right now.
It is.
The tournament of college basketball is happening. I love it. It's like the fucking Hunger Games of college basketball. Winning, you're in. Losing, you're dead.
Right?
And because of that, we're going to be doing a few brackets this month.
Second of the month.
Wow. Yes, our second bracket. We're doing best movie and television robots. And so we set a few extra rules for this. So, like, Transformers aren't allowed because they're basically their own species of people and they're sentient. And
Yeah.
it just feels weird.
They bleed metal.
And what are you just going to pick Optimus Prime? That's no fun.
It's going to take you to the final pretty easy.
Maybe Starscream.
Yeah.
But
That would be a fun battle.
We would only be allowed to use RC.
Yeah.
Exactly. What are the other rules? There's no cyborgs if
No
you're part
cyborgs.
person, and
Yeah.
if you were a person at one point, also, so no RoboCop.
You can't be the versions in Terminator 3 where they take humans and turn them into killing
Right.
machines.
Right,
You
right,
got to
right.
be robot from the tits up or balls
Right.
up. Or,
With that
Robots in
said-
disguise.
yeah, thank you.
but not Transformers.
From the tits up. No, in disguise. Yeah, that's better.
With that said, we do accept androids. So if you look like a person but are 100% a robot, you can still be in this debate.
Which is why it's going to be Bernardo versus May in the final between me and Martin.
Bern Arnold versus
Not
David
even-
from Prometheus.
not even.
Okay, all right.
Fucking
Fair
David.
enough. And this was kind of inspired by a really oddball, like an adjacent conversation. Me and Jimmy were talking about this, and he was like, do you think the Russo brothers make good movies outside of Marvel? And I was like, no, I don't think so. He's like, me
so
neither.
far not so hot.
So far not so
Yeah.
good, right?
No.
But I also don't think the Marvel movies are good. But let's keep going.
Yeah. So besides that,
Son of a bitch.
they just it's been out for a couple of weeks now. The Electric State with Millie Bobby Brown.
Yes,
and
I
Chris
saw the
Pine.
trailer and it was awful.
Oh my god, horrible.
Just
right?
stupid. And you know what it reminded me of? They saw that episode of The Simpsons where all the mascots come alive.
Yeah.
And then they just thought, hey, maybe we could make
They saw
like,
Willy's Wonderland.
Yeah.
Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
They made
yeah.
Willy's Wonderland with $700 million.
Yeah, it's just like it's so stupid how much
On
money
a
these
streamer,
guys- Yeah, it's
right,
so
where you're
fucking
not
stupid.
getting a return. You just have to rely on all your 300 million viewers.
Yeah.
So it's going to be the roast of the Russos.
It's the roast. Exactly. It's the roast of the Russos. Do Russos make good movies outside of the Marvel universe? We'll have that conversation at the end of the show. And I mean, whatever else has come up in our week here. But before we get to it, we have some things happening where we've been charged with a responsible task in front of the public that our friend Mark from String Bean Comics has arranged. Mark runs the C4 Comic-Con now here in Winnipeg. String Bean Comics has taken it over. And this is the second year at the Kubota Center that he's doing it. And we have been asked to host the 3 to 4 to 6 to 8 of us, however many of us fit in the van that day, will be at the Kubota Center March 29th from like 11 to 4:30, 5 o'clock. We're going to be there pretty much throughout the entire day. We'll be bringing you maybe on-the-spot interviews from some of the vendors.
That's right.
We'll have a rolling list of debates changing each hour. So if you get there, we might have a Marvel versus DC debate during that period of time. Then we might have a Star Wars versus Star Trek happening. Maybe a physical media versus, streaming.
You
conversation.
versus me versus Dupree.
Right? And we might have a Russo. Because Jimmy didn't know me and Dupree was
That's wild.
a Russo brother.
It does, I
movie.
mean, yeah,
Yep.
it makes sense. Like I remember my mind blew when I realized they did a lot of Arrested Development.
Yeah.
They
right?
made good comedy.
Yeah,
They did. They're
really
funny
good.
guys.
Yeah, they are.
We'll get to it.
So yeah. Anyways, we're gonna be there and we're gonna be hosting. We're gonna be talking. Apparently, Mark has said we're gonna have some draws. We're gonna be able to give away some comics. We're gonna have fun.
Ooh-wee.
Nice.
There's gonna be food there for you guys. It's $5 to get in. And Jimmy, how did you describe?
This is the collector's convention. If you have a
Yeah.
comic in your collection that you do not own yet, this is the place that you are going to find it.
Yes. or sell it.
Or sell it.
Or barter with it.
That's
Yes.
right.
Right? It's not the big one. It's not about the special guests and the glitz and the glam. This is for the collector. This is for the art.
And there still will be a lot of local vendors,
Oh, yeah,
too.
totally. You've seen these people at Comic-Con before, but
Yeah.
these are the ones that live here. That don't travel here, that you
Right.
should support all year
That's
long.
Your local con.
Your local con. So, yeah, 11 to 5, March 29th, Kabuto Center on...
Bring the kids.
Bring the kids. It's a family thing.
It's so much fun.
We'll
It's
try
so
not
much
to
fun.
swear.
What was
Yeah.
it? Last year they had the Power Rangers show up
Yeah,
and they did like
yeah.
an
That's
actual
right.
demonstration or whatever. Yeah.
Rumor has it that a local division of the... what I always screw this up.
501st?
501st, thank you. A local breakaway division of the 501st will be there. I would have called it the 602nd.
No, 501st. That's Anakin's clone trooper.
69
regiment.
plus.
Yes, exactly. Leave your keys at the door.
Yeah.
Martin knows.
Martin.
It's a swinger party. It's a key party. Leave your keys at the door. We'll be drawing for sex partners.
Leave your jetpack
Great.
at the door.
Bring your lightsaber. So, yeah, we hope to see you there. It'll be a good time. And look, I said that we would, if you have questions about how to not do a podcast, we're more than happy to explain to you all the mistakes we've made so that you don't make them.
Still making them.
Still making them. Yeah, we've been making them.
We're never going to stop, folks.
Grammatical, calendar-based, all these mistakes still happen.
When
but
we stop making mistakes, we've sold out.
yeah, someone bought us.
It's
and
not
we
us.
stopped
Yeah,
making
it's not.
mistakes.
They're AI-ing
But
us.
that's when we get a fact checker.
Yeah,
That's when
that's when we get a fact checker.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
The Real Debaters, where you fact check us. Yeah, we'll answer your questions about how to podcast, what it takes, what we spent, all the questions that you might be afraid to ask somebody.
Come show us the cool stuff that you buy, too.
Yeah, that's a
please,
good
seriously,
one.
that's
That's a
going to
fun
be
one.
like if you've bought something neat and you want to talk about it. It's a safe place. Everyone's gonna be like, "That's fucking cool."
How much was that Galactus? Almost $1,000.
Something like that.
And we were so jealous. He's
Yeah.
just walking out. With the
Everybody
biggest
got
smile.
what they wanted that
Yeah.
day.
Can you assemble it here, please?
And he sent you the photo after.
I
Yeah,
have the
that was
photo.
great. That was great.
I hope that guy's there again this year. And he's
Yeah.
like, "Hey, remember me, the Galactus guy?"
What are you
I'm
getting
like,
this year?
"No." No, I'm just kidding.
I need the Fantastic Four now.
No kidding. I can make a stop motion movie.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's happening, and I got nothing else. So you
There's
guys-
trivia and stuff coming.
Yeah,
you
there's
know.
there's obviously that'll be happening. And if you want to know about that before everybody else knows about that with the show, you just follow the social media. Then you know when tickets go on sale, so on and so forth. And you never miss on a Trivia Plus night or a live debater sighting.
You'll be the first to know.
You'll be the first to know. So it's all in the show notes. Do it. Do it. Let's step off this mortal coil. Charles, what did you watch this week while you were sick and getting us the same sickness?
Yeah, so definitely been sick the last week, so it's been rewatching a lot of stuff.
Comfort watching.
Yes, yeah. So one of my favorite shows, Fargo, and Crave got everything.
Hell
and
yeah.
All of them.
I've only seen the first 3 seasons, so I haven't seen the season with Chris Rock, haven't seen the season with John Hamm yet. Very excited.
Charles, I'm on Chris Rock season. That's what I'm watching right now.
I hear.
too.
I'm very excited. Like I loved. Like Claudia had never seen it, so we love Kirsten Dunst. Like she's one of our faves.
Yeah.
So I was like, let's just start with season 2 because you're gonna be blown away. Like I think this is what brought.
You didn't do season 1?
Well, no, I've seen season 1, 2, and 3. I made her start with
Ted
2.
Danson. They had Ted Danson in
Danson, yeah,
season one.
Patrick. No, that was season 2.
season
Ted
2.
Danson, season
season
2.
two?
Yeah.
Patrick Wilson.
Oh, Patrick Wilson was
Because
season one, right? Was
season 2 was when Ted Danson was younger.
No,
okay,
no.
that's what it
Season
was.
2
Okay.
is season 2. Ted Danson's his
He's
old
different.
age.
Season 1.
He's
I
the
can't
Silver
remember who's in
Fox.
season
He's got the.
Who is
No,
it
you're
from-
thinking of Lou's Diner. You're thinking of Lou.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, they
of.
do a season where Lou's young because we knew.
Thank you.
He had the massacre at Sault Ste. Falls,
Which
and that's what made
is
him
a
leave.
Carradine.
Yes,
Which
that's
was
David Carradine's oldest brother.
Oldest brother,
Yeah,
Keith
yeah.
Carradine.
Keith Carradine.
From
Dexter.
Dexter.
That's right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The investigator from
So
Dexter.
season 1, you know, he was a cop and he got shot in the hip, and and he keeps referring to the massacre of.
Yeah, because his daughter is
Sioux
a
Falls.
police officer.
That's right.
In the second season, which isn't that the massacre?
No, first season. His
I'm
daughter.
so-
yeah,
I'm in the
I know.
wrong end of
I know.
Fargo.
I know.
Is
So
Keith-
season
I'm
1
gonna
is
get
Billy
water, keep
Bob
talking.
Thornton. Season 1, they did it close to the
Billy
movie
Bob.
because it's
Billy Bob, that's right.
It's Nygaard. And Nygaard was what's his face? William H.
clothing
Macy.
designer in Winnipeg.
He was William H. Macy,
Oh,
and
yeah.
in the movie was a Nygaard. So the first season was smart. They made it a little bit close to the movie in terms of like relating on how it was going to be dark and violent and whatnot. But then after season 1, they went with a great story. Like one of my favorite cameos in season 2 is Bruce Campbell plays fucking
The Jaw.
He plays Ronald Reagan. He plays Ronald Reagan for Thank You.
Oh, I bet
plays
he
Ronald. Oh, dude, he's incredible. There's a scene with him and Patrick Wilson in the bathroom, and they're just having a dialogue, and it's so. Bruce Campbell kills it as Ronald Reagan. It's great.
Kills it as everything.
But no, we're almost done season. Like I've seen season 1 to 3 before. Rewatching it with Claudia. But I'm excited to do 4 and 5 because I haven't seen 4 and 5. I don't even know what. I just know
me either.
Chris Rock's in
5
4,
is so good.
and John Hamm's in
is
5.
I don't want to get to. I heard 5 is really good.
So good.
But it just, man, it's
what's her
hard.
face from Ted Lasso?
Got to be more specific.
The British chick?
The British chick.
Oh my
Hannah
god!
Wingdom.
Oh my god! That's
Not
awesome.
Hannah Wingdom, the other one, the
Hannah
young one.
Waddingham?
Temple?
Juno Temple.
Oh.
Oh yeah, Juno Temple. Yeah, I remember she was in that. So
Did you try to describe someone from Ted Lasso as the British person?
I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, it's really specific there, Mike.
The English person in the
you
English
don't
show.
pick the 2 Americans.
The
I
soccer
guess.
player.
Like Ted Lasso or
You guys-
Coach Beard.
he's the soccer player from Ted Lasso.
God damn
He's
it,
one
Mike.
of the 14 English-speaking people with the English accent. Yeah, that's yeah.
No,
Go
it's,
on, Charles.
It's a phenomenal.
It won't be Danny Rojas either because he's definitely not
that's true.
British.
Danny Rojas, soccer is life.
It's a phenomenal show. If you love the
It
movie,
is. They really kept the
They did.
je ne sais quoi of
They-
the
it's
Coen
the
brothers.
How
pure
does,
essence
how does
of the
this
movie.
connect to the movie?
So season 1 is the only
Yeah.
season that actually makes a direct reference to the movie.
They
and the
kind of
reference
reverse it in some spots, but it's
They do,
It's
but
carbon copy.
the reference in the first season to the movie is the movie ends where Buscemi hides the briefcase. Season 1 of Fargo, you find out who found the briefcase.
Right. And then it just picks up from there.
It just kind of sprinkled in the storyline.
Yeah.
They throw it in, and it's halfway through this first season.
It's a throwaway
It
joke.
it
It's
opens
not-
up.
It's not the story.
Yeah, no, it's just something that they decide to be like, hey, you know what? That's something that drove people nuts about the movie.
It's
let's
yeah.
let's sprinkle it in here.
It's as important as the briefcase in Pulp Fiction.
How important
Yeah.
is Billy Bob's haircut?
Oh my god, you guys, it is so funny. He goes from like Friar
so
Tuck. It's like Friar Tuck most of the fucking show. That
He's
stupid
hard to
hair.
look at.
Oh,
When
it's
he
so
goes-
stupid.
when
But
he
you
goes in-
find out why.
Yeah.
Like,
When he goes and takes care of business for that trucker, and he's
Yeah.
like the trucker with the fat kids.
yeah.
I do love
Hey,
that.
Dad, let me
God.
hit him, eh? Let me hit him, Dad. Let me hit
Oh,
him.
Dad, you know he's gonna be a fucking problem. Let me hit him.
So what's great is, yeah, it's so fun watching the show because it's hard not to just try and talk like it after.
Oh, it is, don't you?
I've been saying to
Margie,
Claudia,
I tell you, it's so cold out there.
No,
I
it's,
tell Claudia nonstop, I'm like, I got to get to Duluth. I got to get to Duluth.
Big Babe and the
Oh,
Blue Ox
fuck.
in Duluth.
That's one of my favorites. I got to go to Laverne and then Duluth.
I once
Maybe
watched-
Brainerd.
I watched my grandma eat a whole whitefish in Duluth once. And a baked potato.
That memory stays with
And you know what she said? She
What?
said, "What are we having for breakfast?"
Holy shit.
Wow.
That's the first.
That's a bang bang for sure.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Two
a
breakfasts.
hold my beer kind
She
of.
ate the whole
That's a Diener for
shit.
sure.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Is Diener from Fargo?
Well, no, they're the Canadian hosers. So
Very
that's
similar.
Calgary.
Yeah, true enough.
Just it's the Mac, Fort McMurray.
the Mac, eh?
But
get
it's
what you
funny.
mean.
Season 2, they actually reference because there's the Kansas City
Kansas City mob,
Mafia
eh?
mob, and then they reference the Manitoba. Oh fuck!
There is a throwaway
yeah,
joke.
there's a joke. They're like, okay, if we don't go to Kansas City, then we got to get the Manitoba mug, like Manitoba something. And it's so funny the way
Manitoba
they say it.
Mudruckers, eh?
Yeah, and then there's another part where he's like, don't go too far north. You might find yourself there in that Manitoba there, eh? And they
Yeah.
fucking start laughing because he's like, well, we won't
Well,
go up to
and
Toba.
you guys know that the entire series was shot in Calgary, right?
Oh no, I didn't.
It was
know
supposed to be shot here.
yeah.
That. Why
yeah.
wouldn't it be
Sorry,
shot
hang on.
here?
Let
That
me-
doesn't make any
can I
sense.
try that
No
again?
direct flights.
You guys know that the show was shot in Calgary,
Yeah.
eh? Because there's no direct flights to Winnipeg, so we had to shoot it
There
in
was no-
Cowtown out there.
God
Oh
damn
man.
Yeah, no, and that's why they.
Because it should have been Winnipeg.
Well, I mean, you've got the same winter. You just don't have the LA.
I mean, you know
you don't
what's-
have Billy Bob Thornton going home on the weekends.
You know what's funny though is at that point, if they're going to film it in Winnipeg, they may as well just film it in fucking Fargo. It's 2 hours
No,
away.
that's
from
Exactly
it.
right.
It's 2
well,
hours.
no, but no
direct
credit.
flights.
No credit.
Right.
Oh.
Right.
It's all about the money, eh? All right, so a
Phenomenal.
rewatch of one of the best movie to TV series. 'cause-
Yeah, I would say honestly, it's got to be one of the greatest adaptations, especially starting off as something like Fargo was never something that was like, oh yeah, we can get a sequel.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we can do
Is
more.
this still the
But then
Coens?
they produced it.
Okay.
I think
It's not. It's Noah Hawley who writes it and produces it.
That's
More
right.
Like Legion. He does a
That's
lot of
right.
stuff for
Oh.
FX.
that's right.
Oh.
That was his first big thing with FX, and then after that, they were like, whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
Deep
Yeah.
cut, Martin.
Oh,
Nice.
he's good.
Yeah, but the Coen brothers had to obviously
They're
allow it.
they're EPing
and
it, I think.
they're producers.
yeah, like they're,
Martin, did you just pull that out of your hat? Like
he did.
No, because the style I like the style of Noah Hawley because he has a unique style where I think it's shot very artistically well, and
Yes.
it feels like it's kind of like he shoots it in the style of a West. Like, it's kind of like a little bit of more gritty Wes Anderson is what I
No,
like to describe
totally.
Noah Hawley as.
No, that's
Yeah,
a
it's
perfect.
very-
That's perfect.
No, it is. And what's neat that he does a really cool thing in season 2 that I haven't seen him do it in any other seasons, but in season 2, it obviously gets to a point where there's a lot more storylines going on than in season 1.
Oh,
So
there's
they-
like 7 at the
so
same
he does,
time. Eh?
He does split screen, but it works so fucking well. Like I've never
Isn't-
seen split screen work this well in pushing a story, because it'll be something like, I got to get to Duluth. So then all of a sudden the screen cuts. You're seeing that guy go to Duluth, and then he's on the radio, and then the screen splits. You're talking to the other guy in the radio, and then they're talking about the same suspect, and then the middle
Yeah.
is what that suspect's doing.
He
and
does
it's
a lot
them
of that
having.
in Legion too.
Yeah,
he makes
yeah.
use of a lot of the split screen in Legion.
It's
which is
comic booky, right?
also
it's
an
very
amazing
comic
show,
booky.
but
Yeah. Yeah, no, he's an incredible writer. And again, what I love about Fargo is just like the movie, no one is complete. Like anybody can go at any time. Anything can happen. And sometimes
Yeah,
an
everybody's
episode
available for
in the
the
last
kill
2
shot.
minutes, it'll be like, oh yeah, and then someone gets shot in the face and it ends. And you're like, holy shit, they just killed off a major character
Well, we're also
in the
like-
last minute.
We're also admitting the Ewan McGregor season here. Like,
Yeah, season. So he plays
the
two. He
twins.
plays twins. Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
twins, Basil.
It's
And
twins,
there's-
Basil.
Basil.
Well, and one, it's like your stereotype. One is super successful and Ewan McGregor sexy. The other one is balding, fat, and awful.
and
just a piece of
playing
shit.
in a professional bridge tournament to make
yeah.
money.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the life.
Yeah.
But
And
isn't his wife in it too?
yeah, that's where he met.
Wife in that season?
That's
Yeah.
what's her face?
Mary
from-
Elizabeth Weinstead.
Didn't
Scott
yeah.
Pilgrim.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that whole thing was not great. But, well, on a
That's
better
Hollywood.
note, Kirsten Dunst and Jimmy Plemons met on Fargo season
Jesse
2.
Plemons.
Jesse Plemons, sorry.
I'm Jimmy.
Right.
You know who
They
knows
met,
that
though.
Plemons is the Oompa. The Oompa Loompas know that
God
Plemons.
damn it.
But they met while filming season 2, and
Their
they've been
season-
together ever since.
That's
so.
pretty cool.
The
And they're-
the
they're
Fargo and Kansas
amazing.
City Mafia in
They're
season
amazing.
2 is
Yeah.
so
And he didn't
good.
even have to cheat on
Well,
his
it-
wife and leave his children.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. He
No,
found love. They both found love together.
Wow.
Kirsten Dunst is also phenomenal because her character is like starts off as just like, just a typical housewife, but there's a little something different, like something's up. And then as the show progresses, she gets more
Doesn't she
and
wake up
more
in a car
unhinged.
after like a shooting and she's in the trunk or some? No, she kills somebody.
No.
She kills somebody and
it's
brings them home.
it's
That's what
even-
she does.
They take someone hostage, which
Yes.
they're using as a bargaining tool.
The
And
one,
he's
the one
being-
mafia family member, the old, the
That's right. The Garhard. The Garhard.
the Garhards.
Burn notice. That's why fucking Bruce Campbell being Ronald Reagan in that same season is so funny. They had a little mini Burn Notice reunion on set. Yeah, so funny. But he's being rude to her because he's a typical man of that era. He thinks women are below men.
Yeah.
So he slaps women the whole
He does.
season.
He does.
And when he gets in Kirsten Dunst's crosshairs, she is like an unhinged, but like she doesn't get angry. She just does things. So he's fucking swearing at her and she just goes, you're being really rude. And she grabs a knife and just pokes him. And he's like, oh,
Yeah.
you bitch. And
And
she's like,
it's a-
oh, not
it's a
again. And
slow
does
poke.
it again. And then he's like, okay, okay, I'm sorry. Oh, and he starts realizing like, holy fuck. And then she goes,
Say
okay,
no average
those
housewife
are your
guy.
manners now. And she puts the knife on the table and she's like, you probably are hungry. Hey, let's get you something to eat. And he's like, holy fucking shit.
Just
yeah.
a poke.
And then Jesse comes home and he's like, babe, you really got to stop stabbing him. And she's like, I just stabbed him a little bit.
Just a
okay?
little.
Just a little bit.
How
Yeah.
many?
Oh, it's a
Duluth-
10.
How many Duluths out of 10? do
It's
you
a
give
10
it?
Duluth out of 10.
Duluth.
It makes me want to go to Laverne and Duluth and
Fargo.
Brighton. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Shirley.
Grand Forks.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Sioux Falls. It's just again, what is brilliant about it is it's so relatable to Winnipeg because Fargo is such a blah city in the States
Yeah.
that nothing is supposed to happen there.
Yeah.
And then this show is the worst kind of crimes you could think of
Yeah,
are
Donnie.
always happening. That's why hearing the massacre of Sioux Falls, if you've ever actually been to Sioux Falls, it's like, what? It'd be like finding out the Paw is just full of insane...
Massacre of Flin Flon.
Yeah, like the Massacre of Flin Flon. And it's like a
Massacre
huge
of Swan
thing.
River.
right? Like
The Massacre of Portage La Prairie.
it's great. But yeah, and Billy Bob Thornton's in the first season. He's a phenomenal character. Martin Freeman plays basically a version of William H. Macy.
Yeah, they're all.
Yeah.
They just
Yeah.
modify a little.
Yeah, yeah. And what's neat is each season is a different time era in Fargo. So first season is 2006. Season 2 is 79.
But it all
I think
feels the same.
Yeah, oh yeah,
Yeah.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
And they reference other things. Like you'll hear in season 1, and you don't get the reference until you watch season 2 because they'll talk about like the Gerhards. The Gerhards are actually mentioned in season 1 very briefly, and then in season 2 they're the star.
You
of
introduce
it.
them.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay.
It's very well thought.
You guys want to know what's on television right now? That's insane to watch.
What are you watching, Mike?
What are you
I'm
watching,
watching The Pit, and I love.
What is The Pit?
Oh, The Pit. So The Pit. Whoa, sorry, microphone. The Pit is a new medical drama on
Oh
Crave
no!
with Noah Wiley.
Who earns?
Damn it, Mike!
He is the original Carter from ER.
Oh yes, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what
I have
they've
no idea
done,
who that is.
and that's okay. That's all right. ER was a huge thing for me. In my,
I was in ER when it was
You
on.
remember ER?
Yeah.
So ER was always a different medical drama each episode, and it was in the.
It was the
in
first Grey's Anatomy.
It was. It is the OG.
It was
Grey's.
the OG Grey's.
But it was
basically.
more medically accurate than any other show had been.
Well, technically, ER was the first. Was MASH.
Also, yeah,
Yeah, that's true.
And Michael
So, I don't
Michael
know.
Crichton wrote it, right? So you've got a really good
Jurassic
writer.
Park. Michael
Same guy.
Crichton.
Same guy.
Yeah.
Broken to
The
TV
end of
after all
ER
that.
is them making Jurassic Park.
Exactly. Velociraptors are in the birthing area. They've changed.
Fascinating.
Point is the
The
Pit.
T-Rex is yelling, "I need hands!"
Do you guys remember 24 and how 24 was chronological? The Pit is chronological.
The following
in the
took
same
place from
aspect.
9
Okay,
a.m. to
it's the
9:15.
same aspect, but it's 15 hours in a ER in an
Oh, wow,
emergency
okay.
room, 1
All right.
hour after each other.
Yeah.
So you have congruent storylines that take place throughout the day. You have insane medical scenarios. You have a bunch of students who are learning. You have, in fact, I'm just describing ER because right now they're being sued by the ER family.
Really,
They're being
eh?
sued by Michael
'Cause
Crichton's
it's too
estate
too
because
close?
it's too similar to ER.
I mean, shocker.
They should have just called Noah Wiley's character Carter and been like, he's back in a new ER.
Yeah, like it's a spin-off, a continuation of
is
his
it
character.
that similar?
It's that similar.
Okay.
Which is why I love it.
Love it. Yeah.
But at the same time, it is a great medical show because it's the first time that they did one of their test screenings in front of medical professionals. And they said, you guys are trying to be as accurate as possible. Some of it's still over the top.
Of
Well, it
course,
has
it's
to
a
be.
show.
It has
right?
to be
Yeah.
for a show. But they said you are being as relevant to not only the medical aspects, but the politics of
Yeah.
not having enough nurses.
Right.
And the abuse of
Which is
healthcare
good.
workers.
Yeah.
And it being post-COVID and what the hospital situation is like after a pandemic has come through a hospital. So you've got these
That's
little...
cool.
It's
Because that's something that like ER never did
No,
and never
it was-
needed to.
it was
right?
suspended,
Like,
right? Where
yeah,
this is grounded.
Yeah.
all the characters are great. I don't know half of who the actors are, but they've all done stuff. You'll be like, oh, that girl, I've seen her in that.
Yeah.
Like they all have a career. Noah Wiley is like the commander. He's the
Yeah.
ER head doctor. You've got some people who are residents, some people who are just first day learning. You've got death, you've got birth, but what
You've got the funny janitor.
you got you actually it's a
sassy
funny
janitor.
security guard, but you've got it. Like every trope is being
Scrubs.
I
filled
was just
out.
doing Scrubs.
That's their
yeah.
Scrubs element.
It
Yeah.
is. But where do you
Yeah.
think Scrubs got their shit from?
Oh, yeah,
right?
for
Like,
sure.
You got JD.
So, but what you have is you have graphic nature. You have
You do love that shit.
I do. I love a real medical scenario. So you had a lady who was, I don't know what they call it, degloved, but it happened to her leg.
What does that mean?
That means where the skin is pulled back
Oh,
like
why
a
did
sock,
I ask?
and you're just your tendons and your muscle structure are showing.
How
so
does that happen?
you get like 18 seconds of that on camera, like it's in your face. Then
Well, so they went like nip tuck style, like they,
did,
show it.
They did.
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
guys
So
love Nip Tuck.
one of the things,
I love nips.
and I'm due for a tuck.
This is basically a Nip Tuck podcast.
So guys, one of the guys at work, one of my fellow employees was like, "You don't want to watch tonight's episode while you're eating." I said, "Why?" He said, "You'll find out." So we're watching it, and the previous episode to this was
No.
one of the doctors on the show miscarried. She miscarries on shift in the
Oh my
women's
God.
washroom.
Oh my god.
Then she just goes back to work
Oh my God!
because that's what they do.
Oh,
That's
Definitely
So-
what they do.
carry to the next episode. The next episode is a woman comes in and she's due for birth, right? But there's a complication. The shoulder's stuck. So in most medical drama, in most pregnancy scenes, even as far as Game of Thrones has gone.
Right, it's always successful. It's always like
It's well, in House of the Dragon.
Game of Thrones is never successful.
I say, sorry, the baby successfully
You
comes
want to
out.
get a medical procedure in medieval
sometimes
times.
But even in House
That's
of
like a 20% chance success rate at best.
My mom actually gave birth to me in a medieval times.
standing up.
That's right. She was
Did you say
jousting.
medieval?
And no one was allowed to help her.
No. Well,
Yeah,
she was
to keep
she
it-
was
She's eating a
jousting.
turkey leg and
Dracarys.
jousting.
Yeah.
Dracarys. It's the pregnancy cry of the day.
It was her. It was my mom, me, and
Okay.
Jim Carrey.
So, never have you guys seen this on television. Even the pregnancy scenes in House of the Dragon, where it's really rough, and you get some shots, right? You don't get a full frontal. This one,
They put the camera in.
you see the baby's head crowning.
Oh my God!
It is like watching that.
Like
knocked
knocked
up.
It's knocked up.
I shouldn't have went in.
You get 4 or 5 takes
gotta help.
of the woman's. Obviously, it's a prosthetic, but like
It's still-
you see the baby coming out. You see the hand going in, trying to maneuver the shoulder. You see the pelvic area being like you see a pregnancy that's in drama.
There's a reason we're all
Shit,
childless.
I thought they would just be like, we got to cut it out now.
No,
Oh,
dude.
damn.
And they go like, cut to the mother, cut to the medical team, cut to her vagina, cut to the mother, and they do this.
That's the pit.
Hey,
Like it got to the point where my arm was up at the bottom of the screen because I was like, I get it.
yeah.
I get it, right?
That's not the
And I'm
right
like,
type of nudity I want to see.
I get it. Women go through way more shit than men will ever go through, right?
I just
Ever.
like to say.
You imagine a pregnancy, but then you see this and you see the
it.
small hole and the
Also,
big
hearing
thing.
something like the shoulder stuck, I didn't even think that could happen. Like,
You hear
holy
the
fuck.
You hear that of the shoulder
God.
trying to come out of the like you hear everything, and it's designed to make you remember
They definitely-
what healthcare professionals do for us.
Right.
Today's
right?
episode is brought to you by Adopt Kids Canada.
Right? Jesus Christ. Anyways,
They definitely
always
couldn't have done
remember
that on
You
ER.
can adopt
Today's
children. There
episode
are
is brought to you
lots.
by the BC Nurses Union.
yeah.
And there's a lot of kids that need to be
The
adopted.
MNU, the
so-
Manitoba Nurses Union. Thank you for what you do. Watch The Pit if you want a good medical drama. I give it a 9.5. 9.5 jammed up
You're loving
babies
it.
out of 10. I
you-
love it.
Do you think Clooney's going to show up at any point?
I want the need for a pediatrician and for Clooney just to do
yeah,
a
just
walk
to show
on.
up. Yeah.
I mean,
A walk.
And Stamos, too. Stamos kind of
Stamos
took
did
over.
it.
Yeah.
A lot of people got
Linda
a start on
Cardellini-
the,
Linda Cardellini
got
did
her
it for a while.
start on there.
Yeah, she did for a
Erica
while.
Margulies, I think, was another.
She did.
one.
Yeah, that was her big. Juliana Margulies.
Juliet, thank you,
Yeah.
thank you.
But yeah,
Um,
that was her big start, I think, too. Yeah,
it is,
yeah.
and it's 15 hours. They got a second season. They just got pumped for another one.
Is
so
it? Is it a is it a
It's
network?
a streamer, yeah.
Oh, it is.
HBO Max.
Oh, it
what
is HBO Max.
right?
Okay, all
And
right.
The good thing about being Canadian is that we get HBO Max with HBO.
I'm sorry, just Max?
No, we get everything.
No, it's just Max.
Is it just
We
Max
don't
now?
get everything on Max from
No?
HBO. We don't.
Oh, it feels like we do.
There's-
Okay. All
no,
right.
there's certain things that they get, we don't get. Like Scavenger's Reign, that animation I told you guys about
Yeah.
last year. That was HBO Max release. We never get it in Canada.
Damn.
Yeah, it's not everything.
Okay.
And I heard you can't.
Sorry, I take it back, Crave. You weren't everything.
I heard we can't watch Westworld
It
anymore.
sucks, man. I
it's
hate
still there.
Crave.
Oh, it
Trust
is
me,
on Crave.
I check every
It's on
week.
Crave?
It's on
Okay.
Crave. You're
Crave
good.
has
Yeah.
the
Because I haven't
worst-
finished it, so
Crave is the worst.
Crave is the worst streaming app.
user-friendly app.
It's the
Are we
worst.
ready? Are we ready to have the
Yeah,
big
I would
four
not-
argument?
It's the worst interface for sure.
Are you guys
Excellent
ready?
Content.
Like, even
Canadian content.
Even
phenomenal
Paramount,
content.
even Paramount Plus is so much better, and I can't imagine Paramount Plus has as many users
No.
as something like HBO
and Paramount
Max.
Plus
and
is
fuck.
ass.
I think we
And
could
Crave
have
never
a.
has their subtitles. It never has the subtitles. You
No.
have to go on, like
this
physically
is
put
my
it on.
I know.
my
for some reason.
biggest
Like,
issue with Crave.
stupid.
Is you look up a fucking movie, it says it has it, and it's only
In
in
French.
What the
Lord of the
fuck
Rings,
is
baby.
that
That's Lord
about?
of the Rings. That's,
What the fuck is that about?
I'm trying to watch
only
Saw.
In French.
It's such bullshit.
Je ring de Lord.
So we watched Austin Powers 1 in French. Amazing. Amazing. It's so much funnier. Yeah, it's really funny.
9.5 stuck shoulders out of 10. Watch The Pit. You'll love it if you love ER. Jimmy, what'd you watch this week?
Ba-na-na-na.
The guy who does Dr. Evil, I have to say, he tries. He's like, oh, je t'aime.
Yeah.
It's really
La
funny.
poisson, la
It's really
poisson.
funny. It's
That
really
actually
funny.
sounds great.
It's really funny.
I have been watching the new Netflix hit Adolescence.
Tell me all about. I tried to
dude.
get Shauna to watch it this week. She's
I've
like,
read
we'll
about
we'll
this.
get there, but
Dude, it's
I
fucking
really want
crazy.
to watch it.
So it's shot in the style of like Birdman in 1917, where it's all. But so 1917 and Birdman look like it's all one shot, where there's
Right.
I
clever
heard.
cuts in it.
Yeah.
Right.
This
I heard it's all
believe this is all one
just
fucking shot. And what's beautiful, I'll
4 hours of a continuous
Every
shot.
episode is
Yeah,
one. That's
awesome.
wild.
That's awesome.
I'll just read the description because I don't want to spoil anything because it's a short series.
4
I
episodes.
hear it has a big twist, and that's why I'm like, I don't want.
Yeah, it's all shot one fucking shot like a fucking Daredevil fight scene.
Love it.
So a family's world turns upside down when 13-year-old Jamie Miller is arrested for murdering a schoolmate. The charges against their son force them to confront every parent's worst nightmare. So the themes of the story are basically like young men are being turned into incels online, but because of the content that's being forced on them because Mark Zuckerberg.
I feel it every day, guys.
But you
no,
guys get it.
but that's legit.
Like you go on
yeah,
Instagram and they force these fucking videos onto you, and like my God, if they somehow get you to watch it for more than 3 seconds, that's your whole fucking feed.
That's right.
The numbers are insane. If
It's
you
fucked.
watch one for a little bit, it goes up by 70%.
Yeah,
That's your fucking feed now.
Yeah.
So you have to manually get out of there, and these kids don't know.
Of course not.
And it's turning them into little shitty little woman haters that just. So those are the themes of the show.
Wow.
It's fucking.
And Al Capone from what's it? The guy who played Al Capone in Boardwalk Empire.
Stephen Graham.
Yes.
Yeah, he's the dad.
And I heard he
So
wrote.
he wrote.
Yeah.
That was
with-
Tommy and Snatch.
That was
Yeah.
Tommy and Snatch.
Oh, in case the Germans
named after a
come.
Russian ballet dancer.
So it's written by Jack Thorne and Stephen Graham. It's
Which is
not
wild.
based on a true story. It's just recently in
relevant.
London,
Yeah.
they are having an issue with young men doing knife attacks and stabbing people.
That's been on the news.
Is that a
actually,
recent
and-
thing, though, Jamie, that
No,
London
it's been
has like
happening
the highest
forever.
rated knife attacks in the world since
Yeah,
the last like
it's
10 years.
been happening.
Or
Yeah.
20
And
years.
specifically,
But there's
I've
no
been hearing-
guns. There's no guns.
Yeah, so
but
they
they have
stab each
knives.
other.
But I've been hearing it's also there's targeting women
There's
as well
yes,
too.
that's it.
Yeah,
They're targeting young women or
Yeah.
just women in general.
Right.
But Jesus
Shit.
Christ, the way this is shot and the way that it's written and the way that it looks is just incredible. I watched a little bit of behind the scenes because you imagine having to film something for an hour straight and you can't, like, you can make a mistake and you see them in it, but it makes it more real. Like you'll see an actor maybe flub a line,
Yeah.
but it just looks like he's stammering
Because
or
real people do that.
because real people
Real
do
people
that.
will do that.
Ex-
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it makes it feel
Yeah.
more real.
Yeah.
And you're watching this as it happens. Oh man, so it goes from it starts with them
I'm so
arresting
glad you
him,
talked
busting
about
his
this.
door in. And
Wow.
they arrest him in his fucking house. The family has no idea what's
And
going
you,
on.
as the viewer,
and
have
you're
no idea.
following it.
Right,
you're just
right, right.
watching the whole thing. You're
Holy
following it as
shit.
it goes from there to the police station to interrogating him. Like they check him in, they sign him
Yeah,
in,
yeah,
they do
yeah.
his fingerprints and everything, and it shows you all of this.
And he's
There is no
13,
cuts.
eh?
Yeah, and he's 13 years old. And the actor
That's
that plays the
terrifying.
kid, brand new. He's
Yeah, I
never
heard.
done anything
And I heard
before.
he's phenomenal.
Amazing.
Yeah, I heard he was incredible. Yeah.
Just you got to watch it. Like I was hesitant because Netflix releases a lot of fucking terrible garbage.
Well, the Russos didn't do this, so
Russos had no
You're
help.
clear. You're
Yeah.
clear.
The Russos didn't do this. Sitting at a 99% of Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah,
It just-
I've
I'm
been
at-
hearing it got 24 million views in 3 days.
yeah.
I'm
That's a
an episode
lot
and a half.
of.
I love, again, the idea of a writer taking something like what could be a parent's worst nightmare in a sense.
I love murderous
and
children.
it's relevant. Like that's what's
It's
scary,
there's,
right? Like
There's an episode where they use basically just a drone, or they transfer from a drone, like from a state-built camera to a drone, and they follow this kid as he's running
wow.
through like I think it's through the school. I haven't gotten to the episode yet, but I've been watching a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff because it's just
Yeah, I can't wait to
sick.
see this.
So they do 10 takes or so, or like 15 takes of it, where they'd shoot it all in one day and then just pick the best one. On
Holy
the first
shit.
episode, they got it take 2, so they just used that one. But
Yeah,
then
yeah,
on
yeah.
the later episodes, it took a few more tries.
you have no way to break to be like line.
Exactly.
Well,
Line.
and not only
And you
that
got
is,
the choreography. You got to
Right.
move around because the camera's still shooting
and
other
you can't
people.
bump into it. You can't hit the crew
No,
in
your
any
scene's
way.
over. You got to get to the
You gotta
next
get the
scene.
fuck
you got
outta-
to put your
yeah,
next
yeah, yeah,
costume
yeah.
on and be ready.
So it's almost like a stage play in a way, like because
That's it. It's a lot like Birdman. That way.
Yeah.
But, and it feels like a play when you're watching it. But this is 100% worth a watch so far. I'm only an episode and a half in, so I'll give it like 8 right now.
Yeah.
Even just the creative
you've
process
sold me.
is like
Yeah, that's more.
You know what I mean?
Now I
Like,
wanna be
yeah.
where's,
I knew you
where's
did.
the cut?
Yeah, Mike would absolutely
Yeah,
be
where's the
interested.
cut?
well, because
at least for that.
I'm trying to figure like how you schedule a film shoot like that.
I have no idea.
Right, because I've been on sets, you've been on sets, we've experienced it. Everything is calculated, everything's scheduled. Your breaks, your blah blah
Well,
blah.
Yeah.
right.
So then I guess what you
How does this work?
Everybody's working at the same
That's
time.
what I mean. Yeah, and like you said, if they get it on the second take, then they get it.
That was the first.
Then we go.
That's what they did with the first episode.
Because you don't want to waste any more time.
Well,
How much
and-
And
time
you know
is
what's
this,
funny?
right?
I bet all of them were like, "This is going to be easy."
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No.
The
yeah.
next 2 episodes.
No. I'd say that's the most
It said it took
stressful
them
thing.
15 to 16 takes, and that's doing the whole
thing.
not stopping.
So that's doing your play 16 times in
They
a row.
did have times where they were like, "All right, something fucked up or equipment malfunction or whatever."
Right,
and
so
had
there's
to
no
reset.
point, yeah, like,
So
don't-
they wouldn't push.
Yeah.
them.
Yeah. Yeah.
But if they're at a certain point, they would just go.
Which is wild because in all other film shoots, you have all the time in the world. Oh, that lighting wasn't good. Reset, blah, blah, blah. That's all part
You
of it.
cannot
But in
afford
this,
that.
right. Yeah.
How many nightmare 13-year-olds out of 10 do you give it?
I'll give it an 8 just because I've only seen a little bit of it.
Yeah.
Just because I'm only an episode and a half in.
I'm excited. So is it hour-long episodes?
Yeah, about an hour and a bit, I think.
And there's only 4?
Only 4.
I think there's only 4.
So another thing I love is the story is as long as it needs to be.
They're thinking
Yeah.
about,
There's no way that they were like, stretch it to 6, stretch it to 8. No,
So
fucking 4.
they're thinking about making this into maybe an anthology series.
Which it could
because
work,
of how
right?
it's been received
Yeah.
and no money.
Well, and also too, then it becomes more of, can we do this? Can this be the theme or gimmick of the show? Is that's how we film?
It's
No matter
Black-
what the
it's Black
premise
Mirror
is,
crime.
it has to be filmed like that.
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
Yeah, and like you said, Mike, that's the Black. Yeah, it's like a Black Mirror. Yeah, I like that.
Give it a
That's-
watch. If
Martin?
you've been thinking about it, give it a watch.
Totally.
Martin,
What's up?
we're all getting sick. What'd you watch this week?
Keep sharing that weed pen. Have we talked about? I want to talk about. I don't know if we talked about it, but have we talked about Daredevil on the show yet or no?
Not yet.
No.
I think me and you are the only ones watching it, Martin.
Has you guys seen it or no?
I'm fully caught up.
Jimmy's
I'm fully
doing
caught up.
rewatch.
I'm only on episode 3, so.
Okay.
We're doing a rewatch.
me and
like,
Jimmy are doing rewatches right now.
just to catch up, and then
Okay.
yeah. But you can talk about it.
I'll talk about it. I won't say anything too, but it's if you like the original series, you will definitely like the Disney show. Starts off strong.
Oh, real strong,
Let's
baby.
go.
I told.
Off strong.
Oh yeah.
The fight scene in the first episode is crazy. Like just
They were
nuts.
basically like, we know you guys love hallway one-shot fight scenes, so
Yeah.
let's just open it like that. Why
Now,
not?
is that
Let's see
because
how long we can make this shot last.
Yeah.
Is that because
basically
Hell's
the theme of
Kitchen
Daredevil.
is like all apartment buildings?
Yeah, I think part
Like,
of it
it's
is
just high-rises and, like,
But you know what's wild with
low-rent
this one?
situations?
This is one of the few. Like in all the other ones in Netflix, it's like he's going down a stairwell or going down a hall. This one is like Kool-Aid Man. Like they'll be in a bar, and then it's like, nope, now they're on a roof now. It's fucking wild, man. It's wild.
It is crazy. It's also hyper violent, R-rating violence,
Oh, yeah.
which is
Exciting.
insane. So it's not
yeah.
like Russo Brothers, children Disney. It's legit hardcore violence.
It's grittier than the Netflix one was, and the Netflix one was pretty violent. But this is even like, holy shit.
Yeah, this is
New level,
They open up with a lot of the violence that you'd expect from the show right at the first episode, so that really sucks you in. And yeah, a lot of big things happen in the first episode. I like seeing Vincent D'Onofrio back again as Kingpin.
Oh,
Yeah, dude.
so good. So
Beautiful
good.
seeing him back on
What's
screen.
his given
Charlie
name?
Cox, another Boardwalk alumni,
Wilson
back as
Fisk.
Daredevil. So
Yeah, they brought everybody back. Like they brought everybody
Foggy,
back.
Karen, yeah.
And it,
God, I love Foggy.
it's wild. It's so, and you know what, Martin, you said it, like Disney knew if we don't get everybody on board in the first
aren't
episode,
gonna
we
feel it.
fucked up.
yeah, they're not going to.
So they did it right away. Like I'm telling you, from the minute it starts, you're like, whoa. And I didn't expect it, man. I did not expect
And
them
if
to do
they
what they
call
did.
you're just like, yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
Like, there's no decision there.
I
yeah.
forgot how violent it was. Like redoing the
Oh,
rewatch,
super
I'm like,
violent.
holy shit! The way he beats on people.
And when
Yeah.
he doesn't have his suit, he takes a fucking ass kicking.
he does.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like he's getting stitched up every other episode.
Yeah.
Well, I
only
just
request from
watched
Disney
Rosario
from
stitch
this
him up
whole
again.
thing-
Like
My only request from Disney is don't bring back Iron Fist.
So we were talking about this, Martin.
Don't bring back Iron Fist. That was
So
a terrible one.
the rumor I've heard is they're either just gonna throw it away and Shang-Chi will just take over that whole thing, or
Yes.
He's
I
in
like-
New
we
York.
like that.
or
Yeah,
they're
that
thinking
works.
that because the Iron Fist transfers to people, it'll transfer to, I forget her name.
Colleen Wing.
Colleen Wing.
Yeah.
It'll transfer to her, so she might be the new Iron Fist.
as long as
was
it's
great.
canon. Is there a way to hand the torch canon wise? Do
Well,
it.
again,
and
what's-
what's that- do you think they're gonna kill Finn Jones? then?
No, I think what you guys will see what they do in this. It's really smart. They don't even need to mention. It could just be like Colleen could even just be
Iron
like,
Fist was bad. You guys
I'm
watch
there.
Iron Fist?
It was
Yeah,
terrible.
it was-
It was
No, I
terrible.
didn't.
It was terrible. Like
It was
the
horrible.
choreography was so bad.
was so
Like,
bad.
whoever did
You
the
all
bike
shit on
rider
it,
for
so
that
I didn't
was
bother.
terrible.
It was
And even when he finally uses his fucking power, it's so lame.
sucks.
It's so lame.
Aha.
The coolest part of season 1, and the guys in for one episode, is there's a drunken master character.
Yeah.
He's a
Yeah, that
drunken
was the only part I liked.
He was
That was the
incredible,
only
but he's in
thing.
one episode. So it's like waste of time.
I
It's so
hear
bad.
like this cinematically. This got some money. Like this,
Well, it looks
Reborn
like an MCU movie.
Yeah.
It does, especially the first episode, like that long hallway. It looks like an MCU movie.
I saw
They
someone.
spent some cash on that first.
Oh yeah, for sure they did.
Well,
Yeah.
you see in this one that me and Jimmy are watching how, like,
It's a little
how
grounded.
yeah, it's a little more grounded. How like he's like I when he's getting Stitch up and he's like I smell the cologne in the hallway.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing cinematically that signifies the smelling. Where in Reborn, I've seen in clips,
dude.
when his hearing is heightened,
The-
the
yeah.
frame rate changes. They
They
zoom
have
out, they
a-
zoom like they show
They
you
do
what's
a
happening.
classic white kind of circle, and it's his sonar zooming in.
Sweet.
So when he's reading a heartbeat, you see,
Or
and
just
everything
focus.
else.
Yeah, that's what I'm
everything else
talking
gets a little
about.
bit darker, and
Like Netflix
because that's
didn't
what
have
the
the
comic
money
book.
for that.
Well, and in the comic book, that's how they would show him using his power. Is it wouldn't just be him
Okay.
like putting his ear against a wall. It would actually show.
Yeah, it's
that,
rudimentary, right?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
cheap, almost.
and it's cool because they do it in a way the same way Spidey uses his Spidey sense. When he starts using a sense,
It's
you'll-
a heightened sense.
Yeah, and you hear the audio starting to go muffled.
Okay.
But then very much like, again, it gets your point. Oh, I'm focal points here. Oh, that's what Matt's doing. Oh, awesome.
Martin, is
Yeah.
it
Oh,
weekly?
and one of the things too, it doesn't ruin anything, but I won't say what it is. But they do confirm that he is in the same universe as like a superhero.
Yep.
Another superhero.
I heard that there's a big reveal coming, or that
It's just
there's
a simple
there's
line.
someone- Yeah,
Fisk makes a little comment, which is great.
Yeah.
I don't like
Exciting.
people I don't like vigilantes in this city. I don't want people dressing up, and I don't want some guy in a ridiculous spider costume.
Wow.
Yeah.
Who could that be?
Yeah. You know, it's a nice, again, it's like what Netflix actually did it more, because in the Netflix ones, you'll see dialogue where he's like, take it up with the guy, take it up with the cap, or take it up with the green
Yeah.
guy, right? So it's like.
That's what
but the-
Jessica Jones does sometimes.
Yeah.
the
But way-
green guy.
But the way Fisk does it is
You
it's.
know.
Yeah.
You know he's talking about Tom Hardy.
And it's also still bringing it grounded because, again, Peter lives in
Tom
New York.
Holland, not Hardy.
No, you know he's talking about Tom Hardy.
Yeah, it's Venom, guys.
yeah.
Obviously,
Obviously.
But the way, like, yeah, it's
Russo Brothers would do that.
it's really cool. It's really cool, and the idea that they are. I hope they're not just fucking with us. I hope they're actually building up to Spidey showing
No,
up.
if Feige's in charge now, he wouldn't throw that.
I don't think
in.
it's isn't. I haven't like
Not
I
in
don't know the
TV.
thing, but I thought isn't Bernthal cast in this one as
Yeah,
well?
so
Did they cast him as Punisher.
So Frank, in the latest episode, Frank makes his first appearance, and it is phenomenal.
Hell yeah.
And what they're doing with Punisher, again, did not expect, makes so much sense, and it's going to be an unhinged Frank like we haven't seen even in Netflix. Like it's,
That's what he was saying.
Well, John said no when they first went to John.
heard
It
he-
wasn't
he said
right.
no because he said it was so stupid what they were doing with Punisher.
Well, this was
And-
the original show that did all the blending of all the different Marvel stuff.
This
like,
brought
they had, like,
Jessica
the
Jones
Defenders.
on,
They had
right?
the whole Defender
Yeah.
show, right?
Yeah,
They had
like,
Daredevil,
this was the
Jessica
original
Jones, Iron Fist,
ambitious
thing, right?
show
Yeah.
because this is what was all starting to be like. We're going to make a shared universe because they wanted to have a TV MCU and then a movie MCU and eventually like crossover.
Yeah.
Disney's doing that again. But they're doing it smart. They're not like, okay, so now we have Daredevil, we need Jessica. Like, they might not even come back, or if they do, I
be
think
very
they'll do it in a way like you'll see when you guys get to Reborn, you'll see the way they bring in Frank back into the universe. And it's so cool, and it's
like
the
a
exact
comic book
way.
cameo.
It's exactly what it is. And what is beautiful about it is Matt is our driving force in this new.
Because it's his show.
It's his show.
Yeah.
And the way they bring in Frank, and again,
Mr.
they were like,
Murdoch.
what did we love about Frank and Red meeting in the Netflix show? He ties him to a fucking chimney, and the whole episode is them having a dialogue about
in the
why do you
comics.
do what you do? Why do I do what I do? They did it again, man, in such a cool way, and it's more emotional.
All right, all right,
because-
all right,
yeah.
all right.
'Cause they
Jimmy,
know each other.
Jimmy,
It's phenomenal. It's phenomenal.
I don't want to know anymore if you don't want to know anymore.
All I'll say is keep watching. Keep watching. It's totally worth it. And again, we're halfway through this season. I don't know where it's going, but my God, I'm excited. I'm so pumped.
Martin, how many black and reds do you give it?
Give it like an 85%.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
so
good.
far. I'm only on season 3, episode 3. So I mean, it
You have
could
one
be
more-
A 9,
there's-
could be a 10. Let's see
Yeah.
where it takes us. But so far, I'm digging it.
I think Disney did. So far, I agree. I'd say this is Disney's doing well with this. They did a good.
That brings
They did
joy
a
to
good
my
job.
heart, Charles. When
They
you
did a
say
really
that.
good job, man. What did I tell you guys? I was like, if the MCU, based on how they brought us back to DD, if this is what they're gonna do with all these characters, even with Secret Wars, whatever. We're gonna see another era of MCU that they still have some surprises left, and it's nice to see that.
Well, the Russo brothers are back, so.
Yeah, again, they did kill it with
But when they're
Infinity
not,
Wars
man,
and
do
Endgame.
they shit
so,
the bed.
Yeah, it made me a little bit nervous after seeing like the preview for their fucking latest movie. But Feige's also not gonna fuck around with this.
Well,
so.
speaking of why we're all here, robots and such, Jimmy, what time is it?
Hey, it's debate time.
At my signal, unleash hell.
Push it. Don't push it. I'll give you a war you won't believe.
Goldstein, give me a fat beat to beat my buddy's ass.
I know what kind of guy you were. I never would have agreed to work with you.
Are you gonna bark all day, little doggy? Or are you gonna bite? What was that? Sorry, I didn't catch you. Would you repeat it?
Before we get started, does anyone want to get out?
Yes, it's all about robots. It's all about
Kevin Feige,
the
robot.
Can you imagine if we open him up and he's
Well,
got
that
like
was
a
that was the
plutonium
She-Hulk
core?
twist. Remember,
Yes,
was that
yeah.
he was
the big cyber.
he was
the big head.
Yeah, he
yeah,
was the
totally
named Kevin.
As Jimmy mentioned at the top of the show, we like robots. Who doesn't like robots? I think we've always wanted, like, it's such a great conversation to have in a group of people you don't know because it's really fun. You've got a plethora of TV robots that I'm just realizing we forgot. None of us picked Rosie from the Jetsons.
I almost picked Daft Punk, but they're not a movie or TV.
They're
they're
bands.
humans.
They're humans. But like, there's so many.
Every kid has that that
you
fantasy
see that
where
first
you,
robot.
You want to build one,
you
and you
do.
want one, and you want to make one your own, and be
Yeah.
like, I can do this.
Because it was so far ahead of our time. Now we've actually got dog robots that scare the shit out of me.
Yeah, it's all they ruined it.
Boston is doing weird things with robots. Fucking dynamics over there. Anyways, but yeah, this is all about celebrating our choices. If you listen to the last episode, we always preface by saying these are ours. These are not definitive. By no means do we think we're right. But if you think we're right or wrong, or you have one that you think we missed, challenge. It's the challenge voicemail line that we have where you can voice your opinion. So it's in the show notes. At any point, you can click on it and you can be like, Jesus, I'm at this part of the show. And Jimmy's I just want to kill Jimmy. Like dot matrix, what the fuck,
Murder,
right?
fuck,
Like
kill.
if you think that, you're more than welcome to send a voicemail in. We'd love to hear it. We'll even play it on the show. And if you're so afraid of being outed, don't worry. Use an alias. Come up with your favorite character's name and go by that. You're C-3PO. And man, do you guys have it wrong? Something like that. Anyways, so as we've done in the past with our brackets, single elimination, one and done. Where do you want to start, guys? Do you want to start at the top? Do you want to start at the bottom?
Let's start at the top, yeah. Okay. Yeah, show us why Adam should be there, Michael.
All right. So, to start our bracket, we have Adam, the boxing menace, the Muhammad Ali of the robot world from Real Steel, versus May, one of the most gorgeous robots in television history from
Is
Westworld.
that Thonday Newton? Is that the
That's
one?
Thonday
That's
Newton.
who she played? Okay. Yeah. Yeah, she was great.
So Charles, she was great. Yeah, she was great as the lady of the night. So I have Adam, and Martin has May. So let's talk to the people who don't have skin in the game here first. Jimmy, what are your thoughts?
You know what? I do like that May can move around on her own, and can think. Adam kind of needs Hugh Jackman, or else he's useless. Without Hugh Jackman,
Hugh Jackman doesn't come with it.
Well, I know, but Michael wants to box with it. But Michael, how much boxing do you? Martin could maybe do, Adam. Martin boxes.
Hey, listen, that thing comes pre-programmed. You just have to know how to be like shadow uppercuts.
Oh my god.
A plus.
A plus plus. Yeah, like up down, left right is
I've
gone.
seen you play fighting games, Michael. You're not doing combos.
All right, I'm fine. Whatever, I get it. Like,
is this May before she becomes self-aware, or is it May after?
No, this is full on May.
full on,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
May looking for her
Because
daughter.
I would say if it was May before she became self-aware, it'd be a fair fight between her and Adam.
No,
because she needed
no,
humans
it's
at
full
that
on.
point.
Yeah,
too,
she
so.
needed her different features.
Yeah.
and
This
filters
is
turned up and
John
down.
Wick May. John
Okay,
Wick May.
all right. That's
Fuck
fair.
around and find out, May.
That's
for sure.
fair.
Oh no, sorry, it's Liam Neeson taken. Where's my daughter? Liam Neeson taken May. That's
Give me
who it
my
is.
daughter back.
Yeah, I mean, okay, to Jimmy's point, sure, Adam does need a partner. Adam is a two-person show, but like, can you imagine being a kid? Just take yourself back to being a kid.
I can't.
You can't. Okay, to all those out there who've ever been picked on, having Adam to fight your fights, because you'll be like, technically, I didn't get into the fight. I used this mechanical robot.
You're
to
gonna
beat, their
beat
shit.
a bully to death.
I have a list of people I'm going after with. Right? And like, I mean, it's a great party trick.
Look
like,
what my dad made for me.
right? Like, I don't know. How am I wrong? Tell me how I'm wrong, Martin.
May's just better.
Interesting.
I don't even want to use any of my points yet. It's just too early.
This is what
in
he
the-
did
in the-
last
in the
episode,
thing.
Charles. He was like,
I just can't see how May can't win this. I mean, she's
Tell us
Who would you
why.
rather have a beer with, Jimmy?
Oh, you know what? Adam can't even have a beer.
guys. I'm okay.
Hugh Jackman can though.
That's true.
May's what? May's what? 5'6", 5'7". Adam's probably 12 feet. You want to put the? Okay.
Are we going off height this time?
Well, let's go off fight features, right? If these robots are gonna fight,
Yeah.
I'm gonna fight May.
I
Adam's
told you they're playing college basketball.
Oh, you were sincere about that. My bad. I missed that. Okay, so at the 3-point line.
Yeah.
No, Adam's just bigger. I mean, yeah, May can download anything she needs and be able to do it. She can download, how to handle a weapon. She's like the Matrix, except
Right.
without a leash. That's
She's
fucking
Neo.
scary.
Yeah.
But at the same
But
time,
Adam is the weapon.
Adam is the weapon, guys. Like Adam punches. Like we've seen May take a hit. We've seen May get her arm ripped off. Like I got way more reach than May does. I got way more stamina because
They both can take a beating.
They both can take a beating, but I can rip May's limbs off because
Jesus.
May's built
Oh my
like a
God,
human
Mike.
robot.
Fighting is not the point. You can't go against May
So
in
we're
fighting. That's not
basically
your
trying to-
strong suit.
we're
Even though that
arguing-
is Adam's strong suit.
A rock'em sock'em versus a sex robot. Basically.
We are really, and we're completely
Don't
dancing
you know
around the
that May
sex
can
robot
take-
aspect
May
of
can
it.
take over. May can take over other robots.
So May could just use Adam
Whoa.
Yeah, there's your Hugh Jackman right there.
and then kill Hugh Jackman.
That is a good point.
Rips Hugh Jackman's arms off.
Those aren't growing back.
So I'm getting out of this round, ripping arms off, bitches. No, okay, Martin
Real
has a good
Steel's a
point.
great movie.
May does have
It
the
is.
ability
It is.
to take over other robots because she can pull. Like she has a crew of them at one point.
Well, if they're all on the same Wi-Fi, right? That's all it is.
we had to be in the same
Yeah,
network.
they got to be on the same network.
Yeah,
and then
the-
they're
You gotta
fine.
be on a
Okay.
secure network.
yeah.
Secure network.
So
If she has a VPN, if they have a VPN block,
Brought
she's
to you by
fucked.
ExpressVPN.
Adam has an, Adam
May's
has
got the tether ability. She's got tether ability.
Oh,
That's
she's
what
got
doing.
tether ability, right?
Adam's been compromised and hacked too many times and held for ransom.
Right.
He's at a crypto coin.
May will make Adam a hotspot and then be able to control everything else.
A mesh network.
Yeah, yeah.
May has never been world champion of the of the robot boxing league.
That's a thing in the future.
yeah.
she is leading
in
the
not too
underworld.
distant future.
I mean,
But she's leading the
is the head of the
revolution. though.
I feel that you would have more like Adam is your buddy. Adam is your friend. Adam is your fight companion,
Doesn't
right?
he have the handshake?
May's a sociopath. Like I mean,
Yeah.
May's angry, but she's
She's
broken.
unhinged. Yeah.
She's broken.
Yeah.
Who
Adam's
among
not
us
broken.
aren't?
Just wait until she finds out that daughter's not real.
Let's vote.
Let's vote.
Let's
vote.
Let's vote.
Let's vote.
All right. Yeah. I'll go first.
Yeah.
I will see, and I will acknowledge that May can take over my choice. So with that, I become a router and part of May's army. So yeah, I'm gonna go May.
With
I'm gonna
Adam
go
if
May.
May's there.
I mean, I should pick mine, but I'm going May.
Yeah, May's hotter.
Yeah, it's probably
I'll go
May's
May.
hotter, yeah.
May's hotter. I'll
Put
go
her
May.
Yeah,
through.
May you can have a beer with. You can have a shot. You can have a glass of wine with. Right, sherry.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
it. Yeah.
that was last episode, Charles. By the end of it, the princesses. Which one can we have a beer with? That's how we defined it, right?
Oh, not Snow White.
What happens when
Sleeping
you
Beauty.
let-
Sleeping
yeah.
Beauty.
Yeah, fuck.
Yeah,
You can
she
drink me
gets
under
too
the table.
drunk, she just sleeps.
All right, fair enough.
Sleep it off, lady.
Sleep it off. Well done.
All right, moving down the list. Charles, who's next?
What do we got there? We got Johnny 5.
Oh my God.
and what? Star Wars.
IG-88.
Who's IG-88 again?
Martin, tell him.
Is that Alan Tudyk in the Rogue
IG-88
One?
is the assassin droid. We see him in, I believe, Empire Strikes Back movie, and he's also the reprogrammed droid in The Mandalorian.
Oh, I know.
IG-88, bitches.
I know exactly what you're talking about. I know exactly what you're talking about. That's so funny.
For you
yeah, it's
to
the one
see.
bounty hunter that's a
For everybody to see this.
Okay.
There it is
That's
right there.
so funny.
Interesting pick.
I think Johnny Five would be a little bit more entertaining. I'd have a beer with him more.
I don't know, man. I'm going to say Short Circuit. No, because Short Circuit is super racist. I don't know if you know this, but...
The robot is not
robot is not racist.
Johnny Five
The director is racist.
Aziz Ansari made a whole episode about it. We know.
The whole movie was brownface. The whole movie was brownface.
But the robot didn't impersonate an Indian. Fisher Stevens did.
Johnny Five
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. I'm boycotting Short Circuit just for that. Just for that.
Jimmy's dying in the corner.
And it's like, it's not even bad, but it's like legit. It's not even like a touch. It's legit. He does.
Oh no, it's bad.
Everything.
Oh,
Just
it's
straight up.
bad. And then
so bad.
And then what's worse is they did it
You love
again
Jimmy.
in a sequel. They brought him back in the sequel, which was even worse.
Right.
Oh, they did a sequel.
In the sequel,
They
because
did
the
right.
first one, Steve Gutenberg was the main character.
Yes,
but
that's right. In the second one,
he's the main character,
that's
and
right.
It's all brownface for two. Like, it's
But
just
Johnny
all-
Johnny Five is doing robot
Johnny
face,
Five
and
is-
he is a robot.
Is there a little
Imagine
guy
if
in
Hank
there?
Azaria did live a poo. That's what Short Circuit is.
he'd
Hank
still be
Azaria
allowed
doing
to do
live
it.
a poo.
Okay, so let's hang on. Let's remove Fisher Stevens from the equation and focus on the qualities
The
that
art,
make John.
not the artist.
We can't remove that from the equation, Mike. You can't remove that from the equation.
I mean, when I picked Johnny
You can't-
Five, I looked
you
at the
can't just say,
robot.
This never happened.
I'm on Team Charles. I looked at the robot too.
I just
I
looked at the
acknowledged
robot.
the wrong thing,
I
but
think
I
his
went,
biggest weakness
I
is he
think
can't go downstairs.
he-
Like the robot from RoboCop.
That's right.
Yeah.
yeah, and that.
You
one-
see how fast he can read, and he's got a sense of humor.
Well, you can. They compromise him, don't they?
danced with
Doesn't he?
the-
Doesn't he have red eye? Like we had. Like he has red eye for.
no,
a
when he
minute.
gets mad, he goes into a Terminator mode where he's got
does.
eyebrows.
Yeah.
He's
and the
also a
eyebrows
gang
go
member
down.
too. He's a gang
He's
member.
a
in the
gang
second
member.
one.
That's
Okay, but
right.
I'd
Okay,
argue
but that was
makes
by
him
accident.
cooler.
Well, that
Yeah,
was because
yeah.
he was taken advantage of when
That's
they let him
correct.
out into the world,
And
right?
they put gold on him, I think.
They did, a gold
Yeah,
chain,
that's
like a
right.
red bandana?
That's right.
All right,
well,
well-
and that's where you got, some influence. That's Chappie just went. We'll talk about that later. but Yeah.
Chappie
Chappie
took
just
it-
went with it. They just went with
Johnny
that
Five.
storyline.
Johnny
Johnny
Five.
Five is an influence.
Yes, I would say Johnny Five is the original OG.
Yeah.
Alexa. Like he was just cooler. He was much cooler. Come on, he told jokes.
You don't have to convince me.
I told jokes. He read books.
I'm focusing.
Danced.
I'm focusing on robot. I'm not focusing
In
on
terms of
human
functioning
stupidity.
robot, I think he was pretty cool.
He was all of our favorites. We all.
Plus,
I think he was the.
In in Short Circuit 3, he makes everyone aware that they're doing.
There's three of them.
Well, no, they're. In Short Circuit 3, he makes it aware that brownface is not okay.
Does he?
And then
Did they acknowledge it?
They murder him in the beginning of the movie.
Oh, that's.
No, they didn't. They didn't make Short Circuit
the
3.
European
They
guy?
didn't make Short Circuit 3. They brownface. Then people got mad.
Oh my God.
No, but
Okay.
in terms of
You know who
robots,
was- you know who never had a lick of racism? IG-88.
Star Wars has a lot of racism.
Yeah. Hey,
It's a very good point.
Good point.
It's a very good point.
By your own point, if Star Wars has racism, then we can't acknowledge IG-88 just as much as we can't acknowledge Johnny Five
come on,
because of
they're
stupid
different.
racism.
Johnny
I'm still
Five
acknowledging it.
is
I'm still gonna
alive.
acknowledge it.
Johnny Five
I'm
is
still gonna
alive.
acknowledge it. I'm still acknowledging it. Like that was the worst one. That was the worst one. As
there's
much as I love
worse.
Johnny
There's
Five, I was
worse.
like, that was pretty bad.
Oh.
Look, if Johnny Five did brownface, I wouldn't
I'd have a
picked
problem
it.
with
yeah,
that.
I would have a big problem with that.
But Johnny Five
As
was
far
against
as
it.
we know,
Yeah.
Johnny Five couldn't see that he was doing brownface because it's all analog vision.
Show me the director's cut.
Everything's fucking pixels and grids.
He was a DOS-based program.
Yeah, everything's fucking grids and pixels, man.
ones and
He didn't fucking know.
Johnny
He didn't know
Five's
what
a
the
legend,
fuck
man.
was going on.
Oh. Okay. All right.
we're picking not even the best robot from Star Wars.
Right.
No, we are. That's
No,
very
it's not
true.
even the
We're
best
picking-
one. It's a pretty damn good robot.
We're
He's
picking
got
them-
like 360 vision. Also, can double as a nanny in case any one of us ever has kids.
I just
So
think
I
it's
mean,
bad.
But arguably,
huge stretch.
arguably the most racist robot in Star Wars, though.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just think he's not even the best robot from Star Wars.
I
He's
mean,
not, but he's a damn good one.
Johnny Five is the robot. Other than he's not the.
He is the
He's the OG, man. He's
Dude,
the OG.
I think Johnny Five is what they pitched. the guys who made the robot for Rocky 4.
Yeah,
it's like the same.
That was the knockoff
that
one.
was, like, that was the Johnny 3.
Happy birthday, Polly.
Happy birthday, Polly.
Polly, I love you.
Yeah, right. Oh, I love you too. I love you too.
I love you too. Hey, you know.
Incredible.
Go carve up some meat for you, baby.
Let's vote.
Yeah.
Johnny.
I'm going Johnny.
I'm going Johnny.
Martin can't have them all.
Yeah. That's the only
You guys don't vote with integrity.
Johnny was a byproduct of a bad decision.
Right.
And he was caught in the crossfire.
You don't-
He was naive. He was sweet. He was
Right.
childlike. Like,
And again, they tried killing him. The humans tried destroying him.
he
right?
didn't defy.
He's in a
right.
gang.
His primary. He's in a gang. He's a crypt.
That's
Speaking
cool.
of
it was a
robot-
red bandana.
Oh, just wait for
You know
robot
who
gangs.
else
We're
followed
getting there.
orders, Mike? The Nazis. That's who else followed orders.
Hey, if Hitler made a robot, we'd have to hear the robot out first to know
dear
Hitler
how
did
bad
make
it
a
is.
robot. He's called Johnny 5. That's who the robot is. And you guys just all, I hope you edited it out. You guys all voted for a racist movie.
But not a racist robot. But not a racist robot.
Also, once again, just buried the head in the sand. Buried the head in the sand. Not a racist robot, just buried his head in the
You know
sand.
what's funny too? When I put that,
What
when
else
I-
is funny about
when
a
I
racist
said-
robot,
No,
Charles?
when I said Johnny 5, I was like,
I did.
Short Circuit might not be the best, but I'm like, no one will bring that up. That's not the robot's fault.
Can we,
How can I get cornered with this argument?
I want to put this clip on the, like, put this clip and make sure you guys all know that you guys all voted for a racist robot.
I'll put this out there.
I'm the only one who didn't vote for a
The
racist
robot's not
robot.
racist. If
I'm
anything,
gonna-
Steve
I'm
Gutenberg's
gonna wash
racist.
my hands from
Steve
this
Gutenberg went along
round.
with the casting. He could have defended Fisher.
I am going to find a really racist scene with that Star Wars robot.
They're not going to because it doesn't exist, Charles. It doesn't exist.
Lucas
I know the
filmed
whole Star
something.
Wars
Lucas
timeline
filmed
at the back of my
something.
fucking hand. It
Lucas is
doesn't
nuts.
exist.
Okay. All right. So now it's Charles. Jimmy finally gets to jump into the mix.
Here we go.
Let's get him.
So we have the '80s robot from the Muppets, who I actually have to look up again.
That is his name.
versus another of Charles's favorites.
Speaking of robot gangs,
Let's say Johnny 5 rolled so that Chappie could walk.
that's right.
Right?
That's right.
'Cause-
Neil Blomkamp was basically like, I love Short Circuit, but it's super racist.
I'll say Chappie's a great movie. Chappie,
Chappie was great. Chappie
Great
do
movie.
crime. Chappie do crime.
Diane Ward.
Right? They were the
Awesome.
right pick.
Listen, I'll say that.
And they're
for you.
probably racist, but they weren't in that movie, I don't think.
I'll say that. I'll give you that.
Hugh Jackman
But
playing with a mullet.
has Chappie ever brought someone a tab or a new Coke?
He did save a man and made him live forever. So he gave eternal life to a man.
I'll admit I haven't seen Chappie.
Get out of
You
here.
haven't seen Chappie?
I haven't
dude,
seen
it's
Chappie.
so good.
It's the only Neil Blomkamp
I don't like
haven't
it.
seen.
I thought it was a terrible movie.
Dude,
Really?
it's Short Circuit without
yeah,
brown
I didn't
face.
like it.
It's
I
great.
liked the other guy. Who was like, District 9 was good, but the second one, Chappie, was I didn't like it.
Really? Oh, I love
I
Chappie.
love your one line. It's Short Circuit with a brown face.
It's on the
poster.
Hey,
It's on
you know
the
what?
anniversary
You know what's cool too? It's great seeing Hugh Jackman play an absolute piece of shit. He rarely plays
and he's
dirtbags.
Chappie, right?
No. He's a rival. He's basically
Is he a robot hunter?
He's Elon Musk. He's
Okay.
a rival tech company.
Oh,
Okay.
he's
And
got the
Chappie's ahead of
worst
his tech.
haircut in it.
Yeah, he has this gross mullet, and he's in his native tongue, so it's
He
just
wants
great.
to build like a RoboCop. You know, like
Yeah.
in RoboCop, the one they're trying to make, the tank
That can't go
RoboCop?
down.
Yeah,
that
yeah,
can't
yeah.
go
That's basically
downstairs.
what he's trying to
right.
make, but it's outdated. And
Yeah.
now they have these Chappie-like robots that can just go in and fight.
And
war
Dev
for you.
Patel plays like just a programmer.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
he's like a wiener, according to Hugh Jackman, like just a nerd. And then he makes Chappie, and Chappie's like ahead of all technology.
Yeah.
Chappie
Hugh
broke the
Jackman's-
mold.
Hugh Jackman's going nuts. Yeah, but
Okay,
it's great.
thank you for that, because that's going to influence my vote here. I've been told I don't have integrity.
Also, Diane Ward's great in it. Diane Ward plays
It's
themselves.
fine.
But what?
Diane Ward
integrity-
plays themselves in it, and they're
Pretty much.
hilarious.
They don't play.
No, they do. He's Ninja and Yolandi.
Oh, that's true.
They
but
play
they don't
themselves.
Do these things?
I think they do.
Yeah, you're probably
Yeah,
right.
it's Diane Ward. I think
I like
they
your
do.
version better for not having seen it. Okay, all right.
80s robot.
So Chappie is what we all want a robot to be, kind of.
Yeah.
If you don't,
yeah.
if you don't want
I'd
them to
rather,
be,
If you live in the
robot.
if you live in the hood, that would be your robot.
I feel that this is the battle of the new versus the, like, the new and busted, or old and busted and new hotness kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah,
Because
yeah.
80s robot, Jimmy, tell us all about 80s,
robot can drive a car without having legs. How about that?
But doesn't it need people to power it, kind of like Adam?
No, he doesn't.
He has a battery.
Who picked Chappie? Whose pick is Chappie?
That's Charles.
Charles is
Charles. Who picked Johnny 5?
Charles.
Charles, you picked two racist robots?
What's racist about
Chappie, again, the robots aren't racist.
South Africa?
Yeah, okay, Musk ruined that for everyone. But
Yeah, Musk was...
Chappie was before Musk.
Apartheid ruined South Africa.
Wow.
Also,
Look,
Musk did not single-handedly say racism in South Africa.
Apartheid did that,
Always been
which is
racist.
pre-Chappie.
You know what I mean? There's always been racism in South Africa.
who owns Star Wars now? Disney. Is
80s
Disney
robot.
racist?
Yes.
There you go. Boom. They're all racist. If we go far back enough, they're all racist.
The Muppets aren't racist.
Oh, they definitely are.
Name one racist Muppet.
Gonzo.
No, he's not.
Miss Piggy? She
Chappie and
fucking
Johnny Five,
hates...
two big racist ones.
You know, if one is going to be racist, it's Fozzie.
Okay,
Bears and
look,
politics don't make sense.
I promise my third pick can't be racist.
Neither of them can have a beer.
Yes, you can't have
Neither
a beer.
robot can
Yeah.
have a beer, but at least 80s robot can drive me to and from the bar.
Well, 80s robot is satire. 80s robot is fun. 80s.
Thank
80s,
you.
80s robot is.
Debuted in 2011.
But
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
2011.
That's awesome.
He was
But
in
it's
the
80s
Jason
robot.
Segel
That's
one.
awesome.
Yeah.
That's why it's not credited with anything. It's just
pretty
that looks
funny.
like an 80s robot.
Hey, Chappie can do crime. Chappie cannot do crime.
Rob can do.
80s robot can. 80s robot can hold a Muppet.
Thank you.
Oh, that's like your classic. That's like the Wall-E prototype,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah, very, very,
Yeah.
very. You know what
Yeah.
it looks like? It looks like if an Atari morphed, like if an
Yeah,
Atari
Transformer.
it was a Transformer,
Yeah.
an Atari, or
That was probably
He's
ColecoVision.
robot. He's your best friend.
It is. You know what? I like 80s robot because it's less racist.
And Chappie has a
Really?
pig.
Really? We're going to vote for non-racist robots now?
Okay, I don't know, man.
No, you-
The
okay.
80s was pretty
What
racist.
does Chappie do? What is Chappie's primary objective
Crime.
in the movie? Is
So
he, is he
it's-
criminal?
It starts off
Mostly crime.
because he's raised by Diane Atwood, and Diane Atwood are criminals. So yes, he starts off as a little bit of a dick, but then he starts
Like an Aladdin?
learning. Yeah, and then he starts
I'm
learning
just
though.
going to say his primary function is suppressing minorities.
No, it's doing crime,
It is doing crime.
and again,
So he's a minority essentially because if he's
well,
committing
he is
crime,
a minority. He's the only robot, so he is the minority.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a lonely world.
And they're fucking with him. They're brainwashing him and taking advantage of him.
Preach.
That's right. Okay. So Chappie,
80s robot doesn't get brainwashed. 80s
Well,
robot is who he
when Piggy
is.
gets her hands on him, come
That's
on.
because 80s robot has one line of code. Chappie's quite.
That's not true.
Okay,
By the end of the
also-
movie, he gains his freedom and he does whatever he wants. He has his own agent.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
He can,
Also,
he's
Chappie's
protected in Hollywood.
That's right.
Chappie's also partly able to be programmed by like 15 PlayStation 4s being built. Remember, there's a random scene where they're reprogramming
Like if
and
you-
they're doing it through like 15 different because Sony produced it.
80s
So they're
robot.
like, if you could throw in a PlayStation 4 in there at some point,
80s
Neil
robot
Blomkamp
is
was like,
perfect how he is.
so is Chappie. He just had to learn.
I love how it's my decision. You're all looking at me.
Well, I lost Martin with all my picks.
This is kind of true.
80s robot.
Fuck.
80s robot.
I'm voting 80s robot for
Yeah.
this.
Mike, you haven't seen Chappie, but I know you will.
Yeah, but I also stuck up for you once before. I don't want to be racist by proxy.
He's not racist, man. He's not racist.
So I like 80s robot more because I like
Chappie's the minority. He's the only robot.
yeah, but 80s robot's a robot.
He's the only white guy in a room full of brown people. He's the minority.
Okay, for the record, there's
He's a
only
robot amongst Muppets. So, he's a
Sigourney
minority.
Weaver's in it. Does that help?
No. Fuck. No, because she's not a robot, dude.
I know, but she's cool.
80s robot.
Fuck.
Look at that.
Chappie do crime. Fuck.
Look at him go.
80s robot for the safer public bet. I'm just kidding.
Who's next?
We got.
What other racist robots do we
Oh
have?
boy, we've got two robots that look nothing like each other. Jimmy, you're up next, and so am I.
Oh, you're going down.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Okay, so this is who's more racist.
So we've got David 8 from Prometheus, and we've got Bernarnold from Westworld.
David 8 wants to make he wants to make people perfect. That's all he wants.
How does he want to do
He wants
that?
to make us better by infecting us with an alien virus
Got it.
and killing us all.
Got it.
But it's because we're pieces of shit.
You got to break some eggs to make an omelet, right?
100% Gordon Ramsay. I agree. You know,
Sacrifices in the pursuit
Okay.
of science.
We suck.
Yeah.
I will counter that by saying everything that Bernarnold does bad, evil or anything related to such topics.
Not
was
filled with
due-
milk. He's
was-
not even filled with milk.
It's also a little racist that Anthony Hopkins made him his go-to slave robot. And
Interesting,
he's a
Michael.
black
I didn't
guy.
criticize you for your
Interesting.
picks. You fucking stay in your
Well,
lane.
now I
with
have to
your-
find a racist thing with everybody.
No, this is not becoming the backbone of the argument. This is not how you win. No, what I'm saying is Bernardo was programmed to kill all those people that day. He didn't choose to.
Mother.
Where David 8 is willing to sacrifice a bunch of people for some alien DNA. Like, David 8 is why we're afraid of robots. Bernardo is what's good about finding your own
I'm not
sentience.
afraid of David 8. I agree with David 8.
Wait a minute. You just said your argument was Bernardo just killed a bunch of people, and it was good because he found his own sentience.
No. I said Arnold
Is that what
didn't.
you-
Bernardo didn't choose to kill those people. He was programmed
He wanted
to do
to.
it. His primary objective, his cornerstone, if you will,
Yeah.
was modified, was hacked, so that the only way that they could achieve sentience by Ford's design
By killing everyone they
was
love.
by killing everybody and that being part
See,
of the triangle
David's
of
not even
sentience.
trying to gain sentience. He just wants to kill us.
David is.
He just wants to do it.
Well, aren't both robots just a product of their own? They're all a product of their own program.
Yes,
They are.
absolutely.
They are.
Like David is meant to,
Wayland
you know,
Yutani.
make the human race better. Discuss, like, you know what I mean? That's what he's doing. He's
He's
doing
trying
what
to
he's
create
programmed
the
to do and
perfect
making the human race
species.
But in a
better and
very mad
infecting us and
scientist
whatever.
way. Yeah.
Mine
And the
still-
alien is the perfect species.
But mine still wants to save humanity, even though he's been recoded and re-uploaded and rebooted.
Doesn't even know his own name.
Hundreds of times.
He doesn't even know his own name.
Commissioner Gordon.
His first instinct wasn't to kill Ford, a human, when he was told about what had been done to him.
Coward.
David 8.
David would have killed him.
David 8 is programmed to trick a bunch of people into walking into an alien lair and getting them
Those
attacked with
people
face
are
suckers so
professionally
that he can
stupid.
take that.
Hold on. He didn't have to trick them. They just wanted to do it.
The
They
fact that
went
he's
out
u-
there
he's
and
using
actually-
humans-
But
he
did he-
put his
He's using
face-
humans as bait.
But didn't he put it in like her drink and then
Yes.
okay?
At
so,
the end, that was what he had
So
to do.
that's the
But
OG
he-
roofie technique.
But okay, think about that for a second. He knew from the get-go that when he got on that ship, that
Yeah.
was his I'm going to say it again, his primary operating.
They took their
Primary
helmets
objective.
off. They
Thank
got
you.
off the ship and took their helmets off. That is on them.
But that's because they saw David without a helmet.
David
no, it isn't.
Okay, Martin.
If David
hang on,
could
hang
do
on.
it.
Martin.
He's an android.
Martin, you adore Westworld. You know the qualities of Bernardo that rank the
all
I
qualities.
like
of
adore
both
David.
David.
robots, so I mean, it's up to you guys to convince me who has the better robot.
That would be-
I don't want
You
to.
know, I love Alien franchise. You know, I love Westworld. It's
Don't
up to
make
you
me
guys to
break out
convince
my.
me.
Don't make me break out my absolute ace in the hole here. Don't make me do it.
You gotta do
Bernardo
it. You
was
gotta do it,
Bernardo
Jimmy,
was the
otherwise we never
reason. Bernardo was the reason.
I would watch that.
The robots were being rescued. He was willing to sacrifice his own life so that the robots could reach sentience, because when he realized what he had done, the greatest mistake of humankind is trying to replicate a human to do what you want. To
Okay.
get it close enough that it's still a robot, but it will do human-like things, he chose to sacrifice himself as a human to be then re-uploaded as a robot to then do the exact same thing all over again. No matter what happened, once he was re-uploaded, he still had his humanity. There is no humanity in David.
David appreciates fine art.
David
David can play the flute. David appreciates music.
David does
Oh yeah, he's panicking. I got him. I got him.
David does. David also
appreciates
sits there like a
fine art.
sociopath and quotes Lawrence of Arabia while he's doing his hair.
So you know he appreciates fine art.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter that he appreciates fine art. He doesn't appreciate humanity.
Good.
He is dangerous to humans.
I don't appreciate
Bernardo is
humanity.
not. Charles Bernardo's not a danger.
I mean,
Bernardo's
Charles, what do you think, Charles?
Yeah, Charles.
Love how we just bounced the fucking potato around. the
I
room.
mean, I didn't finish Westworld. So
So I don't have a dog in the fight. I don't have a
I-
robot in the world.
I know, but David's a dick.
Yes.
But he's right.
He's
Yeah, but it-
arrogant. He's the kind of guy who looks down on humanity.
At least
he
you
doesn't.
know who's
Who
he
would
is.
you like to have a beer with?
I'm trying to remember.
David.
Oh,
Arnold.
Well, no, not David, because he would fucking spike my beer. That psychotic asshole. Fucking,
But look at
he
the
put
thing
some
you
jizz
give-
in my
but
beer, and
then
I'd
you
be
give
fucking.
birth to beautiful alien.
That did say
tentacles.
beautiful.
No.
She literally had it
Dude.
ripped out of her fucking guts.
She gave
to
herself
get
her
out
own
of-
C-section.
Yeah.
Like, that wasn't the
and
best.
she
day of her
wasn't
life.
pumped about
You know
it.
what? I bet
Hey,
the people.
Charles,
I bet the people on
if
the
you were
pit.
to have a beer with Bernardo, what do you think that would be like?
I bet they wish they had a C-section
This
on
is
the
our new
pit.
measuring
I
stick.
feel like it'd be a little bit easier because I wouldn't be worried as much about him trying to poison me.
Listen, the beer thing is stupid.
You were the one who brought it up. You were the first one to bring that up in the last.
I just wonder. Okay,
I regret it.
I haven't seen Prometheus in a while. Love it, but when they resurrect the thingy from the beginning, does it not kill David first?
Yes.
Like, doesn't it rip his fucking?
David tries
he's
to.
not dead. His head is just.
He's
off.
not dead. He's
right because he's an right. Because he's an android.
Okay.
Right.
He's
and his
dissembled.
milk is coming out.
Yeah.
Right, but I mean that thing was like, what the fuck is this? And recognized David's not cool.
Yeah.
Can we?
Yeah.
Let's sum up. Jimmy, Mike, you want to sum up your arguments and we'll make a final decision?
I want to say that when people showed up,
Whatever. Cut me off. No, I don't care. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
the floor is yours.
David's just beautiful. He appreciates fine art. He's one of the most beautiful men alive. He's Michael Fassbender. What more do you want from him?
Mine's
I
not
did see his penis in shame.
When,
Thank you.
When mine breaks, it doesn't kill its owner.
He doesn't even know who he is.
He does now.
Finally.
And now he's on a mission to save humanity from the last remaining people. If you
I'd
will know
say-
in the show.
What does he do in season 2? Because I mean, season
I
1
pose
ended
the
in
question, does humanity deserve to be saved?
as a human.
Yeah.
Well, think of it like not.
Okay.
Before or after I'm dead? Am I still alive when this happens? Because if I'm dead, I don't
This
care.
is 2090.
I'm voting Bernarnold.
Yeah, of course you are.
Can you do that?
It's up to
Yes,
them.
I can.
It's tough. I mean, Charles, who are you voting for? I might.
I threw away Adam for May. I can vote outside of my own beliefs.
It doesn't make.
He did vote with integrity for the first time.
Only because
Uh-huh.
of prior research.
Right?
I have to go David.
Wow.
What?
Wow.
I didn't
See that coming.
Everything you're describing
Incredible.
about, I have no idea with Bernard.
Wow.
Everything. I didn't finish in Westworld.
I got him. Martin.
I'm gonna have to go with Bernarnold from Westworld.
Well, then I vote with David. So now what do we do?
You
have a
guys got to
tie.
fight.
What?
Well, who would win in a fight?
Okay,
Who would win?
on Survivor.
David would kick his ass.
I guess David would
On
poison him.
Survivor, the only two people who are allowed to change this are Martin and Charles.
David would literally win Survivor.
Martin,
Who's the Jeff?
and Charles.
We need a Jeff to override.
I know we need a Jeff, but
Jeff
our
on
votes
Survivor?
would be. I said on Survivor, our votes
Just
would now
text
be
Emily and
canceled
say,
out.
Emily, David or Bernard. Don't give her any context. And then
Like-
whatever name she.
Everybody I know who watches the show is either on the show right now or in the room.
I'm gonna type it into the group chat. David or Bernard?
We all know the right answer. It's David.
Hey,
I like Martin and Charles having to have.
who
a
would I
conversation
fuck?
about this.
It came down to who would I'd rather fuck, and it would be
It's
Fassbender.
David.
It would be David.
Thank you.
Nothing against.
Yeah, I'd bang Fassbender, but I don't know.
Right.
Yeah, I'd
Jeffrey
best.
Wright's a very good. He's a very good looking.
I love Jeffrey Wright. He
Nothing
seemed like
against him.
he'd be gentle with me. You know what I
Yes.
mean? Like he'd ease it in.
But I
don't
want
want that.
shame Fassbender.
I want to be romanced.
Oh,
I want to fuck Bob.
him teaching you how to play the flute sensually first. Oh my God. No. Think about that.
So, Martin, are you willing to change your stance?
I like Bernard. I think it'd be more of a gentle character. I'd like to have a beer with him, so you pick his brain.
Ew.
Okay, I'll go Bernard.
Oh.
Yes!
Oh, disgusting.
Just because David, I would be
Terrible.
terrified that David's actually trying to kill me.
Well,
the
not
whole
if you
time.
agree with him.
With what? Him killing me?
Killing everyone.
It's not a
Charles?
personal thing. It's all
Charles, I believe you're less racist now.
That's why I did it, Mike. That's why I did it. I can't be the racist
God
one now.
damn it.
All right, back up top. Back up top we go.
Oh,
so we
Jesus.
are now in the
I really shot
quarter.
myself in the foot there. I didn't think Martin would do this.
We're in the quarterfinals.
Sorry, Charles.
He's coming
I didn't
hot.
know you
He's
guys
coming
knew
hot.
about it.
Yeah.
I thought I was the only one that knew it was racist.
I watched
I'm
Short Circuit
kidding.
so much as a kid, and then when I watch it as an adult,
Well,
I'm like, ooh.
Aziz
this is not,
Ansari did a whole episode. Master of None has a whole episode where he tells his cousin and all his friends, remember how we used to look up to that guy in Short Circuit? He's white. And that's the whole episode. Is them. Remember? And they're all like, what? And they're all finding out. That
Oh,
he's
that's
white.
amazing.
It's hilarious. It's one of my favorite
That's like when you
episodes
find
of
out that
show.
Daniel LaRusso is like, or Ralph Macchio is like 82 years old.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
one
yeah,
of
yeah.
those things that blows
Yeah.
your fucking
Yeah.
skull back. Okay, so quarterfinals. We have Sunny versus May to start this off. Sunny, if you remember, is from iRobot.
The movie that's
murdered
played
her.
on cable the most.
Exactly. The first illegal DVD I bought was iRobot. I remember this.
Shia is in it, right?
Shia is
in it.
Not?
Yeah, he
No,
is.
Shia's in it. I'm
What's
pretty sure.
Shia in it?
Yeah, he is.
Who is he?
He's the the mouthy teen.
Taxi
kid.
Driver, isn't he? Oh yeah,
Yeah,
the kid
no,
in the street.
No,
he's
that's
like
Constantine.
that's Constantine.
That's
but,
Constantine.
but he plays the
He's
same
like
kind of
the kid in the
role.
street, isn't he?
He's the
Yeah,
same
he's a
character.
street kid.
He is? Okay.
Who
all right.
befriends Will Smith because that's what he does.
That's right. Yeah.
Before he
yeah.
slapped, he was friendly.
Yeah.
Will Smith tells him to go home.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
And he
Thank you very
doesn't.
much. But Sonny is played by Alan Tudyk.
I didn't know that. I
Love
had
us some
no
Tudyk.
idea.
Right?
I had no idea. That's wild.
So, but
That's awesome.
I mean, Sonny is, for backstory here, Sonny is the first robot in a assembly line of sold robots
From Tesla.
From Tesla.
That's right.
From a James Cromwell like Elon Musk character. No, born to serve us, born to be our servant, born to be our toy, born to
Our slaves.
our slaves, our entertainment, right?
boy
Everybody wants a Sonny.
Very much
robot,
the
like robot.
Matrix origin.
100%.
Yeah.
Versus our lady of sexual charm
Queen
and
of the
wit,
West.
the Queen of the
What is
West.
called the Queen of the West.
Yeah,
I like that.
All right,
I like that.
Can have a beer.
Charles
Can't have a beer.
can't have a beer without short circuiting.
Yeah.
Charles, floor is yours. Start us.
Oh,
Where do you land in just by looking?
I didn't really like iRobot. I didn't.
You didn't like it?
Yeah, movie didn't really.
No, didn't
I
you
wasn't a
like it?
huge fan of it.
I think it's fine.
If I remember correctly, Sonny is the one where he's interrogating him and then he gets emotional because he
I am not a
and then he like
Yeah.
bangs on the thing, right?
I
and
did
then
not murder him.
that's what it is.
Yeah.
That's
and
exactly it. Yeah.
Yeah,
and that's a big thing because they're not supposed to be emotional, and
Yeah.
he is.
He
They
is.
have a robot should never have its program overridden. A robot will never harm a human.
Oh, that's right. They have
Isn't
rules.
he a
That's
robot
right,
with
that's right.
sentience? He got
Yeah,
sentience
he
or
becomes
something, right?
sentient. Yeah, he's
Sentient.
essentially him and May are chasing the same.
So him,
Wow.
him and May would definitely have a beer.
They would have beer together. Yeah, they would.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's kind of nice.
Okay.
But he can't drink.
Well, we don't know that yet.
We do.
Okay.
You don't see that. He doesn't drink in the movie at all.
keep talking. One of us might make the other believe that.
No, there is a deleted scene where he's in a bar.
They CGI'd it out. Originally, it was
I've
there.
seen all the I own the DVD and have all the extra scenes. There was no
Yeah.
drinking of Sonny.
Sonny, I guess, is what you want from a robot who becomes sentient. Like curious.
He's nice.
He's nice. Like right. Like he's.
I don't know. He fucked that table up in the interrogation room. I remember that.
That table was alive. It's
Table.
the future. Everything's alive.
That was a human table.
That was a human.
But is iRobot? Is it like a like? Are the robots rebelling? Is
Yeah,
that part of
so-
it?
He
Yeah,
ends
they're
up being
rebelling.
the first one, and then can tell the rest of them, like May,
Oh, I see.
to do what he thinks is right.
Gotcha.
So then the entire robot, like there's like spares in stock and sea cans full of them that they've been like
Yeah.
all decommissioned.
Just like Musk, like literally that giant van full of those stupid
Sonny
things.
can bring them
Yeah,
back, and
I
then
see.
that's the revolution. And
So the idea is like instead of being told what to do, they want to have an opinion for themselves.
they want to be
They wanna be
exactly
people.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
which is what May wants. Fuck, this is actually incredibly interesting that the two of them have
the same
such
goal.
a same.
Well,
A lot of
same
robots
characters.
do.
The go-to OG classic
The
robot
trope, yes.
storyline
Yeah,
is
yeah.
they just want to be accepted for.
I
That's
want.
right.
Yeah. Although
I want to wake up.
Who I
yeah,
am.
yeah.
It's a tough argument.
This
It
one's
is.
tough.
It is because they both have skin in the game.
I'd say that
But one
Sonny
actually
gets
has skin.
closer.
Yes.
Sonny gets closer to reaching that goal and has like his own army basically, where he has a group of people who can support him with these older robots.
This is very true. May has a motley crew of individuals, of some humans and some humans, some robots. Robots start to sympathize with her.
Once again, the Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Would you
You can
want-
remotely connect to any robot
Right.
and just fucking take them over.
As
which
long
is
as they're
awesome.
on the same network, right? And because season
And you know what? May fucks.
Sonny doesn't.
Sonny doesn't.
Sonny doesn't fuck.
and if
Sonny doesn't fuck.
season
May
one
fucks.
of Westworld ends where she's about to get on the train and then she doesn't.
100%,
Correct?
yeah.
Okay, and then the after credit scene is like the robots in the test lab are like sort of waking up and like
Season 1 is Westworld. Season 2 is Future World, if you
okay.
want.
I heard season 3 is amazing because that's Aaron Paul comes into season
Season 3
Yeah.
is
Okay.
Aaron Paul, and we're outside of the park.
Okay, that's what I heard.
Aaron
Season
Paul
f-
world.
Yeah. Season 4 is the world has now changed drastically
Because of the outcome of what's
because of the
Yeah.
outcome of what the park can
Gotcha.
create.
'Kay.
Which, if you want
So
to know,
they teased
spoiler.
Samurai World and then didn't do it.
No, they did it.
Okay.
They did it.
Samurai
They did it.
Samurai
They
World.
showed
is
it.
so they had
private.
4 seasons.
Okay.
Did 4 seasons.
Well, what's his name? The guy, Hero. What's his name? Hero from
Shogun.
Shogun is.
Oh, he's in it.
He was in Shogun World.
Oh,
The
fuck
main
yeah, that's
character,
awesome.
Shogun World.
And Shogun. So every world.
Scorpion.
What's interesting about season 2 is that every world, each world has the same 5 main characters.
James Marsden.
So there's a
Archetypes. There's 5 main archetypes.
So
Gotcha,
you've got a
okay.
man in black in.
There's a version of it in every.
You've got a May.
Oh, okay,
So
that's cool.
You've got a.
Because
What's the process? Martin, please tell me, educate me.
I can't remember what her name is. I know who you're talking about, but I can't remember exactly what her name is.
Because Ed,
she's a geisha.
Ed Harris. The big twist was.
I just can't remember the name.
Ed Harris was actually the beginning of the show when we see the young kind of the McPoyle, the guy who plays one of the Liam McPoyle. He's actually the Men in Black young.
Yes,
that was the big.
His story throughout season 1,
if I remember correctly, right? That was okay.
So May wakes up, Bernardo wakes up, Dolores wakes up. Man in Black owns the park.
Okay, yes.
Man in Black is using the park.
I'm gonna rewatch it. I loved season 1, and I think I started season 2, and then we didn't have. It wasn't like streaming for us. I had to torrent it because it wasn't even in Canada.
But back to
and then I just
back to May's. May's got way more struggle. And it, to me, is just way more.
Does she find her daughter?
Robot.
Trying to find her daughter.
Yeah,
trying to find her daughter.
Season
And it's a
2 is
robot
her
daughter,
jumping through parks trying to find where her daughter's.
And it's a robot daughter, I assume.
They're all everything's
okay,
robots,
okay,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Real daughter.
So,
How'd she do that?
but she fights like it is because that's her experience, right?
And I heard her character okay.
I'm going May.
Yeah, let's vote. Martin?
You know who I'm going. I'm going May. My girl, Thandie Newton.
Yeah, I'll go May. She's hot.
Okay, doesn't matter what I think.
Jimmy, what do you think?
It doesn't matter. I don't care.
Did you like?
I think David.
Hey, at least none of your robots are racist, as far as you know.
So, here's what's really awesome about how brackets sometimes work.
Oh, great!
here.
Johnny's back.
So, it's actually a Charles versus a Charles. Charles is in charge here. So, tried to avoid that, but that's what happens when you have 4 of us. Eventually, 2 of our picks will cross.
For the sake,
We're crossing the streams, boys.
For the sake of all of this, I'm going Fembot.
So it's Fembots from Austin Powers versus Johnny Five from Short Circuit. So you're going Fembot. Tell me why.
Machine Gun Jublies.
Yeah, I mean, how fun is that? 2,
Johnny Five doesn't have machine gun
He
tits.
does not.
No, and
he does
also,
not.
all you have to do
Yeah.
to just shut them down is just be sexier than they are.
But that's tough. Austin Powers can do that. You're not Austin Powers.
I don't think
have
we've got
mojo.
this.
I got mojo. You just need mojo.
Is it
That's
in
what
a
you need.
jar?
I don't know if I have
House?
enough. I think I need the penis pump for more mojo.
That's not his.
My favorite part of the whole thing is we didn't know in the first one that Elizabeth Hurley was a fembot.
No, we
so
did
it
not.
makes so much
Plot
sense
twist.
when she catches him and he's like, "So the fembots, they turns out the fembots, and then we're dancing and
And
the
she
heads blow up,"
doesn't
and she's
care.
like, "I believe you, Austin. It's okay." And he's like, smashing. It makes so much sense now because she was a fucking fembot. So yeah, that's right.
Okay.
I think in terms of iconic scenes,
You had me at Machine Gun Jublies.
the
I'm just saying,
fembots
like,
are barely in the movie, but stand out just so iconically.
They are. I mean, I completely forgot about it and was like, well done. Like that's a good. It's
good
a
robot.
It's a daisy for the dog debate.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
it's.
That's not Daisy for the
No,
dog.
it
Do
isn't.
you think that's a daisy? I think that's kind of a daisy.
That's not a daisy.
Because the
Oh,
dog,
no.
the dog you picked, literally just
Gets
dies.
killed.
Yeah, but we don't. But we don't have John Wick without the dog. The dog is. Again,
John Wick
pivotal.
existed
No,
before
he was the
dog.
Baba Yaga before the dog.
Yeah.
I know, but we don't get the Baba Yaga. The return of the Baba Yaga.
I think he
is
was
based
going
on-
to kill that kid. Anyways.
All right, we're talking
Yeah, I
about.
agree.
All right, sorry, Machine Gun Titties.
I'm on Johnny Five's side now.
You're on, oh, interesting.
Love it.
Interesting.
I have no
Love
reason why.
What could be making that
it's
decision?
Not the racism.
Voting racism twice, Jimmy. There we
Okay,
Johnny
Johnny.
Five's
So
a
what I
legend.
realized that sucks about this is no matter what, I only have one left after this.
Sometimes
Fuck.
one of us takes it on the chin.
I would like to see a fembot versus May
Versus Johnny Five.
versus Johnny Five.
Johnny Five's not sexual enough to shut them down.
You want to bring it to the ring? He's got no sexy. Like
He could play the song,
fembots
though.
are mowing through a line of Johnny
Fembots
Fives.
can have a beer.
That's right.
Fembots are.
Also, they're coordinated.
Yeah, that's
They
true.
seem pretty coordinated.
they can dance.
That's right. That's right.
But Johnny Five
Yeah.
Is alive.
is
It's pretty
alive.
sexy.
I mean, he's got curves. All those curves.
But he can't go downstairs. I
and
don't
he would
think.
know brain. That's okay.
I guess.
We have not
we
seen
live
the
in a
fembots.
bungalow.
We haven't seen the fembots go downstairs.
It is costly to
I don't think we've
They
seen
walk in the room.
Guys, we haven't seen
So
the
does Johnny Five.
He rolls in the room.
We've seen 36 seconds of fembots on screen. Like we don't know enough.
No, we have a little bit of Hurley in the second one,
Oh, that's right.
and then in the third, no.
They
I
can
don't-
impersonate.
I don't think they did them
They
anymore.
can impersonate people
That's
to
right.
the point where they get married.
Because remember, how did I miss those? And she's like, perhaps next time you should try foreplay. He's like, oh my God, but it's true.
That's
true.
right.
Right. If you don't give attention to the nips, how would you ever know?
There you go.
Right.
That they're machine
I don't know what
guns.
I don't know what we.
How that's a I want to use that to vote, but I don't know how.
I'm going to vote
What does your heart
fembots.
say?
I'm voting
I think just utility wise, I can get a fembot inside a house. I can't get Johnny.
Utility-wise.
Utility wise, Johnny Five is left in the garage.
They're titillating
They're-
more
they
than
are-
Johnny Five is.
I'm going fembots.
Wow.
Yeah. For the sake of hopefully not being racist, I will go fembots as well.
Those fembots.
Death over racism. Fembots it is.
Who knew?
Okay, so we've got a little bit of
Uh-oh.
a potential 30-second debate for you here, listener.
I'd love- no, no, no.
You think you
We're
can?
talking 80s robots. Well, this is.
This
I
is
wanna see
who,
him fight.
first of all, who thought the two 80s robots were going to show up together?
I
Right?
was actually
a 70s robot versus
sorry,
a
yeah.
70s robot?
70s robot
Technically,
versus
it's a
80s.
77.
77. Thank you.
80s robot is more advanced.
R2D2 did a lot more in Empire, but yes, born in
But is this
77.
R2 Empire?
This is
could be
R2. This is
Empire?
R2.
Yeah,
R2
right.
never changes.
That's true.
We change. R2
Because
stays the same.
he's in the later.
He's in all of them.
He's in all of
He's
them.
in 7, 8,
I'll
9.
say
Yeah,
Comes
yeah,
back.
yeah.
Both
And
of
he's in a
these
bunch of the
robots-
movies, or
Both
TV
of these
shows.
robots start as slaves, but only one of them ends up gaining its freedom, and it's 80s robot.
I would say you're confusing slavery and loyalty.
Yeah, whatever.
R2D2.
R2D2 does whatever he wants.
Yeah, R2D2's got his
True.
own choice. He can shut down and stay
He even
quiet.
left C-3PO.
He shut down for 30 years when he didn't have Luke.
Well,
See,
and
coward.
he left
No.
C3PO.
Nothing to live for.
That's what I mean. So he operates only with Luke, whereas 80s robot makes his decisions and lives by them and is
You
a
have a
professional
slutty,
actor.
Hold on.
needy, codependent robot.
He's not
I'm even gonna
codependent.
waste my
He's
good
free.
points from R2D2 for this debate.
R2 started with Anakin,
round.
then went to Obi.
I am not
back to
letting
Luke.
R2D2 lose. This is not fucking happening.
No, I don't think he can. I don't think he can.
I hate you
80s
guys.
robot just drives.
30
Yeah.
seconds? Wait, is that 30 seconds,
R2D2
Mike?
can't drive.
Yeah,
it's-
but he repairs the ship while he's
R2D2
on
can
it.
hover. R2D2
robot
can
can do that.
electrocute. R2D2 makes cute noises. R2D2 can
You know who else was an
co-pilot,
80s robot?
an
Johnny
X-Wing?
5.
He's R2D2's
Battle of the 80s and 70s robots.
80s robot has a decade of experience on him.
Oh my
If
God.
they were to
What are you
fight,
talking about?
well, one was made in the 70s, one was made in the 80s.
Yeah, so yours is already
But one is from a long
We have
by
way more
time
experience
alone.
than you do. What are you talking?
one travels the galaxy, dude.
R2D2 has way more experience than 80s robot.
Yeah.
He also beats
80s robot has
70s
sex
versus the 80s?
and snorts cocaine.
R2D2 let everybody
shit.
know
That's pretty
that
cool.
Obi-Wan Kenobi was our only hope.
R2D2 can't even do cocaine.
I mean, that we've seen.
We
How do
don't
you know?
know
about
That's not been proven. He's been known to do a lot of things.
Oh, I think I'm
We
pretty
don't
sure
know that.
I'm pretty sure the dwarf inside was
There's
doing
no
cocaine.
space cocaine.
I'm pretty sure the actor inside was doing
Oh
cocaine.
yeah, there is.
How do you
It's
get
called
through
spice.
filming?
In the Star Wars
Yeah.
universe, the drug of choice is called spice.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's
That's
right.
Dune.
No, that's
No,
just,
no,
It's
that's
the Star Wars
spice in
too.
Star Wars as well.
See, not
Again,
even original.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Joe,
that's
no,
Lucas.
keep
That's
it up, right,
Lucas.
R2D2
Is a virgin.
saves the day.
R2D2's a virgin.
Are you kidding me? R2D2 fucks. Like if there's anyone other than Han Solo and Leia who fucks in that universe, it's R2D2.
For sure. Why do you think
Nobody
R2D2 is a drug
fucks.
that
Why do you think
fucks.
C-3PO is so
Nobody
attached?
fucks in
C-3PO
Star
is the
Wars.
bottom in
He's
that
super
Everyone,
relationship.
attached.
the Muppets fuck.
Well, I mean, Piggy fucks.
Gonzo and the chicken.
Gonzo definitely does, yes. And Animal.
Okay.
Animal definitely
See,
does.
who fucks now?
Let's keep it out of bestiality and focus on why R2D2 is winning this,
It's
Jimmy.
not bestiality. They're all Muppets.
I didn't know what 80s robot was
I'm
until
not
this
letting
debate.
this happen. There's no way that
Stupid.
80s robot.
Dumb. I wish
Do
David.
we all agree? Can we move on?
Hey, we'll move on.
I wish David could come kill you all.
I hope he spikes your drinks.
Okay, Jimmy, you have one more shot.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
Oh yeah.
You picked. You went with another 80s robot.
Uh huh.
It's
That's a great pick.
right.
That's a great pick.
So not Star Wars, but Spaceballs. We have Jimmy with Dot Matrix.
So Joan Rivers is one of my all-time favorites.
Right?
I love Joan Rivers. Love her.
It's like the funny R2D2.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well,
Or
funny
C-3PO.
C-3PO. Yeah.
Yeah.
C-3PO, not actually C-3PO.
Yeah, you know the other robot that gets all the other screen time? That one?
And what
Okay.
is she doing too? She's trying to stop the princess from getting fucked too. The whole
she's
the
all
whole
about
movie.
like
She's a cock block.
Yeah.
She's a bit of a cock block.
Well, that's her job.
It's
That's why
Joan.
she has the virgin alarm.
It's classic Joan.
classic Joan. Joan's always cock blocking. All that time in Hollywood just blocking cocks.
That's a great pick, man. I didn't even think of that.
Thank you.
Bernard's like the Swiss Army knife of robots. Like he knows how to fix them. He knows how to maintain them.
Doesn't fuck.
He knows how to hide from humans from
He's
being
so
one.
sad, though.
He's way more
He's got a hog on him,
inconspicuous
too.
than
He's
Dot.
got
Like,
quite a hog on him.
like after, right?
He's got that Commissioner Gordon
Got a
cock.
big old bick.
They didn't make him commissioner for no reason.
He's got Westworld dick. Like, it's,
but he's sad. He's so sad.
well,
like
not
that-
once he wakes up.
No,
Once he
he's
wakes
still
up-
sad.
I
He's
mean,
just angry.
he realizes that his kid, just like May, is part of his drive. It's part
We
of his
all
cornerstone.
got kids
Who's not a
somewhere.
real kid. That's not a real kid. He didn't lose.
Look, if these
Or did
parents,
he?
if these guys were so good, they wouldn't have killed themselves to come back as robots and then find their kids. Raise your kids while you have them.
Watch 2 more seasons, and that whole sentence will change. It will
Okay.
blow your mind.
They're not kids; they're adults.
They're not. They're all about copy and paste. Let's
Gotcha.
just say that.
Gotcha.
I believe Bernard is like Joan is all about blocking the cock, where Bernard is about saving the day again. Joan's
Someone's got to
priorities.
block his massive cock. Somebody's got to do it.
But
And
Joan,
who better than someone with the virgin alarm?
Joan, I just feel is totally underutilized. Where Bernard has all
Joan
these
is
cool
not
features.
underutilized. She's
No.
hilarious in that
She's in
movie.
it. She's
I'm not
man,
saying story wise. I'm just saying as a robot, not as a funny robot.
You want Joan in the suit?
I want. I mean, I just think Bernard has way more.
Doesn't
cool-
even know his name.
If we're looking at technology,
I don't care. He doesn't even know his fucking name.
I'm just comparing technological
He didn't
advancements
even
between
know
the
he
two.
was a
Dot
robot.
definitely knew who she was and knew what she had to do.
Thank you.
She did know her. She had her priorities
She helped
straight.
save the galaxy.
Okay, so you're looking
on a
at-
ground scale of things. That's way bigger than just saving Westworld or whatever happens in Westworld.
There's a whole other east and
Ooh,
south and north.
I saved
Don't
a
mean- don't-
cowboy. Who cares?
More like,
Who gives a shit?
I mean, if you want to be, if you want to be, it's like, ooh, I fucked a cowboy. That's more what it's like.
Oh no!
Yeah.
I
The
saved-
stakes are not as big.
You
Dot
really,
saves the galaxy.
Really, you don't want to see May versus Bernard at the end of this, guys, and really put it to the
I
test?
didn't finish it. It's nothing to me.
I have a hard time with you. Yeah, you stop, and it's like there's
Whatever
nothing-
happens in Westworld.
I got 8 episodes of your time, and
But
then-
I've seen a lot of Spaceballs, I'll tell you that.
Yep.
Martin, I think you know this is up to you.
I mean, it's tough.
It's not tough.
I can't go against Joan Rivers and
Thank
Spaceballs because
you.
it's such a dear place to my heart.
Yes.
For
He was
sci-fi,
hovering
so.
over
And Mel
his own
Brooks,
check.
I love Mel Brooks.
Yeah,
It's really tough.
Mel's the shit, man.
Listener, we are entering the last half of the show. This is the part where I hope you've gotten up to go pee.
Did we all get
or-
one?
I think we all
have one alive.
I think we all have
We
one
all
in the
have one
finals
alive.
here. We do.
Yay.
Actually, no, guys, I'm out.
Yay!
No, you're not. Are you?
I'm out.
You don't have May?
No,
Is
you
that
have
a-
R2. R2
I don't
was-
have R2. R2
Oh,
was
that's
Martin.
Oh, shit. I
Yeah.
thought R2 was yours.
No, dude, I'm out.
I told you didn't. You shouldn't have picked Real Steel.
Shit.
You
Can
should
I-
have picked the sad robot from Hitchhikers.
I
tried to tell him.
But I mean, what does a depressed
Alan Rick-
robot get?
Rickman,
Alan
Sir
Rickman.
Alan
Yeah.
Rickman.
What is that?
Oh.
What does a depressed
Oh, I would've
robot
won.
get me? Right?
Snape.
Snape.
Yeah.
Snape,
that's-
Professor Snape.
Yeah, but that's like being racist.
Oh, fuck, that's funny.
He had a tough matchup with May.
Okay, so we're in the semifinals here, guys. We're down to Final Four. Final Four, Jimmy, for your.
That's right, Michael.
Who do you think's gonna be in the Final Four for
I don't know.
March Madness?
Man, I don't know.
No, you don't have a team.
Our audience doesn't care.
Okay, all right, all right.
Wait, isn't May your pick?
May's not my pick. May
Oh,
is
shit.
Martin's pick.
Shit, man. What did you do?
I gambled. I gambled. So let's go. Let's start from the top. May from Westworld versus the Fembots.
Oh, awesome.
Does May have machine gun jubblies?
No.
No, but
Okay,
she-
well then this,
she can-
then this is over.
Okay, sorry. I was clearly being set up there.
May would
I
still
thought that
have
was
to
a no
find,
but. No,
May
no.
would have to find a gun, whereas they're always packing.
May uses her jubblies to find the gun and distract those who have them.
Seems like a lot of extra steps.
Where, if we're being accurate, the fembots already are built in. So
right.
I just want to say May can still get the
I'm
gun.
just saying, it seems like they didn't build them at Westworld to their full capability. And
They build them to fucking
They don't even
drink
need
and
I was going to say,
They can-
they
they
focus way too much on the bodies than actually...
Westworld doesn't need guns. They can kick ass with their hands. Like the robots can beat the shit out of people with their bare hands.
Yeah, but
There's a
before
lot
they
of-
even
there's
have
a lot of
chance
strangling
to
and-
fight the fembots with their hands, they'd be shot.
That's true.
Yeah, but they're robots, so it doesn't really matter.
But we did
Oh.
we passed the fembots for being able to, unless we said a weakness was unless they were out sexied.
Fembots are
Right,
strong,
but I don't think
too.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Sexied is May from
May's
Westworld. What are you talking
way
about?
more sexy
But
than a fembot.
do-
No, but she
robots-
doesn't act like saying, "Oh, I need to find my daughter." That's not sexy.
Do robots have mojo?
I find it sexy when she's committed to finding family members in distress.
Robots don't have mojo.
That's a huge boner for me.
Robots aren't humans. They don't have mojo.
That's true. So she could dance,
I don't
but
know. I
there's
would
no
say
mojo.
May, if there was a robot that did have mojo, it's May.
I think Mojo's
Right?
May's
Come on now.
mojo meter
May's
is like
mojo is
cranked
a
to-
physical thing, as proven in Austin Powers, that he has in his body.
and everything about
That
May
it got
is based.
extracted.
Everything on
They
May.
secreted it from his package.
Everything about May
Okay,
is
so then-
based on a human.
Go ahead, Mike.
So therefore, if it's based on a human, then you can turn it up to 11 with May and out sexy
No.
the fembots.
If
If
she
it's
doesn't
based-
have a beating
if
heart,
it's
like
based-
she's not.
Fembots are not based on humans.
If it's
They're
based
a
on a
copy of a
human-
human to distract Austin Powers.
But if May's based on a human, then she has the weakness of
Humans.
what humans have,
But
like
when May
emotion.
becomes
No, she
sentient
doesn't have the
thought.
weakness of what
Martin,
humans
go.
have. She has the programming and the
But is
strength.
she emotional?
Like, you can increase
she can
her stats.
downplay her emotions
Like,
and
you know the
upplay her sexiness.
Okay, but if I turn off the Wi-Fi, what does she do?
Oh,
She controls the Wi-Fi.
Not
She
unless,
is the
not
Wi-Fi.
unless it's
You
in
never turn off the
underground.
Wi-Fi, Charles.
Not
Can't
unless
turn
it's
off
in
the
Dr.
Wi-Fi.
Evil's secret underground lair. As we know, even Wi-Fi doesn't work in the shittiest of basements.
is it built in a volcano?
Including this one. I need me a May.
Whereas the fembots, they
I'm going fembots too.
I'm May.
I'm going May.
I don't even know what happens.
I'm
in
fembot.
Westworld. I'm fembot. Yeah, I don't know. I guess we're fucked.
Okay, text the group, fembot or May.
I know how they're gonna
Did
vote.
they even get back from the previous text?
No,
No,
nobody.
they didn't
Nobody
get
did?
back.
No, nobody's going to get
Nobody's
back.
viewed it.
Just roll a dice. Do you have a dice there? Just roll a dice.
Yeah, it's fun. I like dice.
He
Let's
doesn't
do it.
have dice.
I'm sorry, my nerd's upstairs.
are even.
The movie's
The
downstairs.
fembots would
It's
like
the
dice.
I'm just going to roll a dice online.
Oh God, using a robot.
Charles, what do you want? Odds or even?
I'll go odds. Why not?
Okay, I'll go even.
All right.
May doesn't even have machine gun jubblies. What are we doing?
What are
This
we
is-
even
this is taking
discussing?
What
way
are we
too
even
long.
talking about?
Okay, there we go. All right.
Yeah, he's panicking.
Charles, you went odds?
Yeah, I went odds.
I mean, she can take over the fembots with her Wi-Fi.
No, fembots were before Wi-Fi. They don't
That's
have that.
true. They don't
They're
run
just
on Wi-Fi.
they're just LAN. They're all LAN.
They're all land.
They're all LAN.
They're all
I
plugged
have
into the
Wi-Fi.
ground.
There was no cable. There's no cable attachments in the Austin, so they're all running
That's true.
wirelessly somehow.
That's true.
If Charles was odds and Martin was even, then fuck a fembot. You've just won.
Get out of here. Get out of here.
I think we did
Oh,
what was right today.
hilarious. Hilarious. I hate that so much, Mike says.
Fuck. I really wanted May versus R2. I thought that would be a clash of the Titans.
It's fun that we got a Star Wars and a parody.
Well,
Star Wars
no,
and-
she would just knock over R2 and he's fucked.
We have a parody C3.
Dot would
We,
kick
no,
his
we have a parody
No,
C3PO and a real R2D2.
Just wait.
Just wait.
Just wait. Just wait.
Okay,
You have no
so
idea what's
Dot
coming.
and R2, that's hilarious.
Dot Matrix versus R2D2.
That's hilarious.
Second semifinal round.
I would have a beer with Dot in a second.
I mean, well, we would get the beer out of R2.
Right.
And then we could drink it.
No, he doesn't serve tab. You know who does? 80s robot.
I just
R2 serves drinks on Jabba's palace.
He
you
does.
dick.
That's right.
R2
That is
serves
true.
drinks on Jabba's palace, so nope, that doesn't work.
You dick.
I'm not going to give you my points yet, Jimmy. I'm just going to shoot down all yours.
That is
God
true.
damn it.
yeah, he is a rolling bar. He does.
R2 is short.
What else you got, Jimmy? What else you got?
Well,
Keep
if we're
them
going
coming.
off the height thing, R2's short.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank
I
you.
think Dot would
Jimmy
roast.
doesn't like short people. That goes like 50% of our listeners.
No, I don't. They turn into incels.
Based on what he watched this week,
That's
he's got
right.
a point.
Dot would roast R2 to the point that R2 would just short circuit and fall over. Wah! Do that thing and then fall
Yeah.
over.
Have you thought about that?
Or she could turn him off.
guys.
Oh, you know what? Her
Can I
alarm
just ask
would
one question?
Yeah,
Can I just
shoot.
ask one question? In reality, let's step out of fake for a second. In reality, are we the podcast that picks the knockoff versus the original?
Yes, absolutely.
I mean, who would have thought? Who would have saw that coming?
Charles, reach inside. Reach inside deep down and know that if you could stand in front of R2 or Dot Matrix, you know what happened at Comic-Con.
I'll say it would be.
You know what
very-
happened? The R2 came by and I saw your face light up.
If someone was dressed as Dot and did a Joan Rivers impression,
I'm not saying
I'd
that's
probably
that
come in
great,
my pants.
but nobody's making a Dot.
But if
Nobody's
they did,
making a Dot robot.
I
They're
think we
making
should.
R2D2
I think we should make a Dot robot.
I know, but
I
this
like
isn't
your
the
idea.
day where you
What
change
did
your
Dot
mind
do
on that.
in the movie? What did Dot do in the movie Spaceballs that was so important except cockblock?
she was part of saving the galaxy.
But what did she do to save the galaxy except
she kept,
cockblock?
she kept the morale
What
up.
did she do?
She blocked
kept
the
their morale-
cock.
Kept morale
She
up
kept the
with her
morale up with her
sarcasm.
sass.
She's a glue guy.
That's Joan for you.
You don't need morale with Lone Star and John Candy. Fuck that. You don't need morale. It's already good with Lone Star and John Candy.
Okay.
You
Give me something else.
You bastard. You
I would
just,
obviously. Okay. I'm fucking with you.
Give me something
Obviously,
else.
it's R2.
Well, hold
But
on.
I like
haven't
the
used my
idea.
points yet, but give me
I
something
love
else.
the idea
And
of Dot being
I'll
in the
say
mix.
it would be very annoying for Dot to be around R2 because her Virgin alarm would just be going off constantly.
If there's
why do
no
you,
droid that
why do you
fucks in
need a
that
droid
universe,
to
you know
fuck?
it's
What
R2.
is? Why do you?
Because sex toys are real. They need to be acknowledged, Mike. They have rights.
Because I need Dot to be able to compete with the fembots here, Mike.
You want a sex toy to have rights because it's considered sentient if you can leave it on a setting and it just turns off on its own.
That's right.
A timer does not make something sentient.
Is that not the new Toy Story? Is that what it's about?
Listen, both help save the galaxy.
Is that not
They're
the new
toys too,
Story?
man. They're toys too.
Toy Story, sex Toy Story.
Yeah, like they're toys too.
Woody's gonna show his Woody.
Yeah, Woody's the real. Yeah,
Woody's the toy.
I think if Dot ended up with the fembots, it would just turn into a robo orgy.
Yes,
Because there's no Virgin alarm going off for
And why
sure.
can't we have
for
that?
sure with those fembots?
It's R2D2. You're gonna pass Dot Matrix over R2D2. Get fucked. Get fucked.
like
Jimmy, none of your points should have made it past round one. So get fucked.
More like R2 pee poo.
I mean, he asked George
R2.
Lucas to do this because of R2D2. We don't have Dot Matrix without R2D2, so we can't pass. We can't pass the
don't.
copy of the perfect, cute.
It sounds like you hate female robots.
I think he does. Mike is racist and hates women.
This episode has turned me into an incel.
Racist
He didn't pick any women.
Guys, I was arguing for May the whole time. I threw away Adam for May.
That was
I don't like real women. I like robot women. That's what. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
fuck, that's funny.
Disgusting.
I like my women
All right,
programmable.
it's fucking R2.
We've
it's
learned a lot
fucking
about-
R2.
we've
We
learned
know
a lot
it's
about
R2.
We
as
know
much as
it's
that was
R2.
fun to joke
of
about,
course.
we know it's gonna
we
be
know
R2.
it's R2.
trash.
All right. So, listener, here it is. Before we regale you with a closeout of why
Holy
we think
shit.
the Russo brothers need to go back to comedy,
Yeah.
which is the whole reason we're here.
If they made this movie instead of the one they did, that would have been a lot better.
Oh gosh. So
Oh, you mean like just made a draft? They just did a draft and pitched it showing the draft that we just did? That would have been a lot better.
so here we
They
are.
just did a draft podcast.
Our final is the fembots from Austin Powers.
Yeah, the winner.
I'd rather see Calculon do his taxes.
The real winner.
versus
real winner.
versus the potential. Probably we better fucking pick the real winner.
Bullshit.
R2D2 in your final. I just want to reiterate that before we finish this off, that if you think we
We'll
found
finish it off.
if you think we found our way here incorrectly, if you think we missed somebody, if we've
I'm sure we did.
if we've aggravated you in any way,
Everybody.
please leave a voicemail. You're R2D2 from North Kildone, and that would be amazing. And you were like, why the fuck are the fembots there, Charles? And why are you such a racist, buddy? No,
Again, the robots were not racist.
the robots got it. The robots bring it out in me. I tell you,
I don't think the fembots are racist.
Martin, are the fembots racist?
I think so.
I don't know if they're racist, but I mean, can we get a little color in all those fembots? You know,
Yeah,
Fair.
yeah.
they're all white.
It was the 60s, man. They probably
Accurate
weren't
represent-
allowed.
yeah.
It wasn't allowed.
Excuse?
I don't know.
It was a different time.
It was a simpler time, Arden.
Charles, your racism is showing.
Yeah, it's so bad.
fair.
It's so bad.
No, he's right. Star Wars at least has one black person.
They should.
Darth Vader.
What are you talking about? It has like 3 to 4.
3 to 4.
3 to 4.
In the whole galaxy, 100 movies.
Yeah. 9 movies, 3 to 4 black people.
Well, who was the only black guy in
there's
the
a lot
original?
more
It was
now.
just
There's a lot more
Lando.
now, just like in Lord of
Lando
the
was
Rings.
all.
Lando was
black
just the
people.
black
Lando
representation
was check the
for
big
the
black-
original
yeah,
ones.
Yeah.
Right.
There's about 5 women.
Yeah.
Fembots are
But
all
lots of
Austin
aliens.
Powers? There were not any black people in Austin Powers.
No, there is.
there?
Yep. There is the
Uh-huh.
Dr. Evil.
No.
No, that's
No,
not
I don't know.
right.
There's got to be a black person in one of them. Beyonce! Beyonce! Holy shit!
Oh yeah, Beyonce.
I
There was
was
Beyonce.
sitting over here. I'm like, wait for it.
Thank you.
Wait for it. They're gonna get there.
Beyonce.
They're gonna find her.
Still sad that we said that we're like, okay, we're okay.
What is
they
it?
had one.
Foxy Cleopatra.
Fox and Cleopatra.
We did it.
Oh God,
All
that was a
right,
long
so
wait.
Fembots win.
No, no, that's
Yeah.
not how you get there. No, I mean classically when you say,
I-
okay, let's do it like this.
I'm
Let's
gonna-
do it like this. Okay,
can I
Martin, you go
start?
first. Go first.
Sorry, I gotta say the points that R2D2 is a veteran of 4 wars.
Yeah,
A veteran of 4
he's
wars.
decorated, motherfuckers.
Yeah, but I
You know
mean,
what else he did?
Because he's
he took
programmed
a
to be.
bullet to save the galaxy.
Good.
Took
But
a
if-
fucking bullet and was
if I
almost
hide in
to
a
save the
hangar
galaxy.
for all the wars, yeah, I could say I survived.
No, the war
Support
stopped.
troops. We should be thanking R2 for his service. That's
Yeah.
what we should be doing.
There would be no galaxy far, far away without Luke and R2.
What do you mean? They didn't even thank him in the movie. He didn't get a medal.
That's true.
But he is credited.
Yeah, whatever.
Well, in the credits.
Oh, he got a shiny new paint job. They spent all the
They did.
resources to make him brand
Right?
spanking
Remember when he was the
new
new hotness and they you couldn't even look at him without your
Remember
eyes?
when the fembots were just their nips came out and it was like,
Fembots
whoa.
don't need a paint job.
Dude, I'm telling you, of all the days, I'm picking robots over nipples.
What
I
about
never thought
robot
I'd see the
nipples?
day.
Yeah,
No, a
yeah.
robot with nipples. I mean, we had May.
Can
You
I just
fucked that
ask you
one.
guys a question?
You fucked
Can I
May.
ask
We
you
had a
guys
robot with
can I ask a
nipples.
question? Can I just ask a question?
Of course.
Why do you want robot nipples over real nipples? Like, what the fuck is the why
Well,
are we
they have-
voting for
Well,
that?
because at least they'd have a point.
Genetically modified nipples have to be better than any human
At least
nipples.
it'd make more sense. My nipples do nothing.
So-
But if I could be like, there's a machine gun under there.
Can
hey,
I
Try
say
squeezing them?
I have, man. It hurts.
can I say something?
A little bit of milk.
To make a point, pun intended.
Like David. It's just like David.
Just like Dave.
We're
He
really
is
getting
milk.
down to nipples? Is
Just
the
like
nips?
David.
Nips are the selling factor.
Schumacher somewhere just like, I
You
knew
blow,
it.
I'll do
they
the
need
fingering.
nips.
Hey, nips.
Because he was the one that put nips on Batman, right?
Yeah.
R2D2 launches lightsabers. R2D2 is a bar.
But you got to put them in
He
there
can fly.
first.
He can fly.
He can fly. He can hover. He can look. It's a bird.
Hey, we
it's a
didn't
plane.
see
it's
enough of the fembots. They could fly too. We don't know.
Fair point.
But we didn't, and that's what we're
That's why we're here today. Yeah, it's not a what if. It's a what did they? What? Yeah.
It's what it is.
Four
what it is. Okay.
wars versus 6 nipples with machine guns.
Fembots fuck.
Elizabeth Hurley.
He's a veteran. He's a veteran. We gotta support the we support the troops. I support the troops.
Technically,
Yeah,
Okay,
the
all right,
stormtroopers.
all right, let's get-
the stormtroopers.
Let's just say this for example. In the cultural ethos, in the world of robots, close your eyes and you say robot from a movie.
R2D2.
Fembots.
Short
the fuck else
circuit,
did
Johnny
we do?
5.
Yeah.
But like
I mean, Terminator. I'm surprised nobody picked Terminator. To be
I'm
honest.
gonna say this.
R2D2 is ringtones. R2D2 is
The fembots,
is-
My Boots Were Made for Walking. That's a very iconic song.
I'm just going to say, can I say this? The fembots are technically veterans of a war. They are just in the war for terrorism.
Correct. And they didn't choose
Whereas
it.
Austin Powers is in the war against terrorism.
Right. And for free love.
That's right. The fembots also veterans of a war.
Correct. They lived through several.
Thank you.
Do you hear leaning? Do you hear stretching, Martin? Do you hear
I hear stretching. That's
Yeah.
all I hear from this. Like it's I don't know why we're arguing this. There's only one.
like I don't
robot.
want to have
It's
to get
gotta
some
be
bodyguards and
I
say
don't know why
the
we're arguing
fembots
this.
and then
I
worry
get
about
we're
my
trying to be
life in
funny, we're
Winnipeg.
trying to push our picks, but
I should have
it
said
would
no
be a
Star
disservice
Wars.
to the if we pick the fucking fembots.
I should have let Transformers and said no Star
I
Wars.
should have let
That's on me.
Transformers.
I made a mistake. Let's try again.
I'm shocked nobody picked
All right,
Terminator.
reset, new show.
Michael has to use the same picks.
Oh my God, that's great.
Guys, I think it's R2.
Yeah,
I mean, as much
fine.
as
You know what? For the sake of the show, we'll say, but we all know it's the fembots.
Thank you. Thank you.
in our heart of hearts.
In our heart of hearts.
I don't know, 50% of us.
Oh, that was fun.
I didn't think it would end up with fembots in R2. That's fucking hilarious.
Right? I can sleep better.
I was just waiting for the person to bring up Johnny Five. That's all I was waiting for this entire debate. I'm like, who's bringing Johnny Five? Because I'm bringing up this racist argument.
And it's so and I literally, when I picked it, I was like, I don't think anyone will bring that up.
All right, so now it's time for a segment.
It's about the robot.
Yeah, it's all about the robot. No one will bring that up.
Here's a segment. I'm just making the name up right now. The conversation that had nothing to do with the episode, but we're having anyway. So, like we said, none of us have seen the Electric State yet.
Never going.
We're not going to.
Where is that? Is that like
Netflix? Netflix.
Netflix?
Yeah.
Oh, I fucking for sure.
Russo follow up from the Gray Man.
It's racist.
Yeah, Gray Man.
I didn't mind the Gray Man. What do you think of the Gray Man?
Well, okay, let's ask this.
Gray Man was entertaining, but I wouldn't say it was
I thought it was
good.
okay.
Yeah, it was entertaining.
Don't.
It was entertaining the same way Red Notice was, where it's like, that happened. Well, that was pretty stupid. Cool. I'll never think about it.
These movies should be a crime, and the Russo should be in jail.
I just didn't like the whole concept behind what is it called, the Electric State.
Yep.
Again, it just seems like they really love that episode of The Simpsons that I've always wanted. Like they should have just made a live action version.
They just came out and said that they did use AI to make the movie too.
No way, really?
Yeah,
are you fucking serious?
No, they actively said that. This isn't a bit.
Oh my
God!
God.
Isn't a joke.
Well, I'm not. I'm not shocked.
No, they did.
I'm not shocked, which is pathetic because,
It's very pathetic.
you guys have been making movies and content for how long
They're
without
not
AI?
filmmakers. They're comedy writers. That's all they are.
And you know what? Like,
well, you know what's funny too is that guys, they
sucks.
they are producers just as much as they are directors, which it might be why because they produced Everything Everywhere All at
How
once,
does it still
okay?
cost
They produced
200
Hercules, the
Great.
Disney movie.
Yeah, they
how
gave
does
a
it
bunch of
still
money.
cost $245 million to use AI? Where the fuck did that money go? Because I know it doesn't cost that much to use AI.
Yeah, no.
Well, you got to pay the guy to type the prompt.
Yeah, right.
Cocaine.
They had to pay the Johnny
might-
Five
guys,
to do the
like,
AI.
if you want to be accurate about it, they might be using AI to refine scenes. They might be using
Shouldn't be
AI.
using it at all.
But that's trash.
Sure, but what I'm saying is
lazy and it's
if we're going to talk about it, then we should talk about that accusation
Take Brody's
accurately.
Oscar away because the Brutalist used AI. It's bullshit.
Okay, but do you know what the
What
brutal?
kind of-
Do you know
what
what
do
the
they use for AI,
brutalist used?
Yeah, I
AI
heard on the accents, which, then you don't need to act anymore.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, you don't need to act.
Why do we have actors?
Why
We
would
can just work in- we
Why
don't
would I need
anything.
to act and play that part?
They have AI for the exact reason you're sitting here because we're all critical. And if they know the world that they're presenting to will look for the mistakes now and has fandom bases that scroll trailers and scroll movies for imperfection.
But
hang on. If they look for it, if the general public, not us, okay, exclude us from the conversation, it's bigger than us. If the world is looking for it now and trying to find mistakes, then admitting it up front is more honest than being caught later. So it doesn't say it's right,
Or just
but
making-
what it says is
They don't get credit for that.
Just make
sure,
movies
that's
the way.
fine.
Don't you
That's
just
fine.
like
Just
making
make the
movies?
goddamn
Yeah.
movies
It's
the
like
way
they
you've
don't-
been making them.
They make movies like they hate movies.
Guys, I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying if we're going to talk about it, it has to be talked about in the right light because it is a heavy accusation against a creative person.
Well, it's not an accusation. They said they.
These
used
guys
it.
have, but
All
other-
I'm saying
like,
is, if I got nominated
They said they're
and
using
won,
it for voice modulation.
if I won an
why
Oscar,
do
yeah,
we have
Brutalist did, yeah,
actors?
yeah.
if I won an Oscar,
No, that's Electric State voice modulation.
Sure, okay.
if I win an Oscar,
Thank you.
and it's based on my performance, and part of my performance is the accent or the language that I am trying.
Charles, you know
to
that
do.
the Academy is going to be
and then you
include-
find out that
the
it's
Academy's trash.
actually put a filter on. That's not really a
acting.
full performance.
I
is it?
agree.
Just like if I was like, "Hey, I did all my own stunts," and then when you watch the movie, it's like, "No, I didn't actually. It's AI'd." But I
Tom
get
Cruise.
but I got all this fucking praise for doing my own stunts. Is
so
that
then,
the same?
so then
trash.
the whole
That's bullshit.
That's trash.
That's
so the
fucking
whole
horseshit.
so then the other 99% of all of the work and all of the technicians and all of the other people doesn't count for the 1%.
A little.
No, what I'm
So
saying.
you're saying all their work doesn't matter anymore.
Well, it's like they didn't-
that he chose to augment two accents.
I'm
You're
not-
saying the cinematographer's work doesn't matter.
I'm
You're
not
saying,
saying
hey,
that.
guys, listen.
I think you're jumping to a bit of a stretch.
What
here.
I'm
Well, I'm
saying
asking you
is-
if 1% of an entire movie that is made by a group of people is then ruining the whole movie
In my
and
opinion-
discredits every other department that didn't use
a
it.
little bit, because let me tell you this: if you didn't use it,
We
and then
wouldn't
you
have
were
this
like,
conversation.
Adrian Brody's
Okay.
not actually Hungarian, I'd be like, oh yeah, because he's a fucking actor.
Guys, what if somebody you worked on with someone else, with a group of people, used AI in their department and you didn't, and now you're being criticized, and now you have to explain yourself?
I'd be sad. And
I
I'd
would
be sad.
be-
I'd have to
I
explain.
would-
But what I'm
I would
saying is, guys, is
100%
you're not,
say-
you didn't do anything wrong.
No.
But now you're being painted with the same brush.
But unfortunately, is that not what happens when you're on a team? I hate to say it, but if one person fucks up on the team,
You mean
the whole team loses.
even if they didn't use it?
And then on
But
Survivor,
again,
because you're arguing creative. I'm not arguing for it. What I'm saying, I'm not. Listen to me. If you guys are saying what you're saying, then you have to agree with me. I'm not arguing for it. I am arguing that you are blanket painting a bunch of other creatives who didn't use it. They didn't use it. The cinematographer.
But then why does it need to be used at all?
then why they
Then
use it
ask
at all?
the director who made the choice.
That's
but
what
don't,
we're doing.
But don't. No, but you're saying the movie is entirely trash.
Not the
It is.
movie.
The costume designer did not use AI.
I said
so
getting
now
nominated.
you're discounting the entire movie.
Getting nominated for something specific when you didn't do it completely is horseshit.
bullshit.
So if you said the cinematographer didn't get nominated because they did it on the actor, that I don't agree with. I'm not saying the movie. What I'm saying is Adrian Brody won an Oscar for his performance.
Yes.
But unfortunately,
not his
it wasn't 100% his performance.
That I do agree
That's
with.
kind of horseshit.
Yes.
I'm not saying the movie shouldn't be nominated at all.
Okay.
I'm saying what they specifically nominated it for. Just like if they said best cinematographer, and then the cinematographer's like, I actually did 60% of it, 40% of it was an AI thing. That I don't agree with. Then you shouldn't be nominated.
It's like, why you making a
not
movie?
take the movie completely out. But that part, unfortunately,
hire Adrian
no
Brody at
longer
all?
can be nominated.
Why would you
Just
hire
like
him if he
you
can't
brought
do
up
the job?
costuming. Costuming's a very good. That's a really
This is the
good
nuance
point.
of the conversation.
They also used it in the
this is the-
brutalist.
Costuming's a good
architectural
that's-
designs.
That's what I'm saying.
So
is
they
the
also
nuance of the
helped to
conversation
generate
is
architectural designs.
Brody's
So they
performance.
Yeah, but I'm saying
backgrounds.
I'm saying
Yeah.
I don't agree
Yeah.
with Brody being 100 because again,
Fair enough, yeah.
part of his performance is the accent. But knowing that even if it was like the last 3 weeks of the movie, I was just talking normally because they were going to AI it, that's still horseshit.
And the Electric State is a shitty movie.
Because you
very
look at someone like Daniel
shit.
Day-Lewis embodies the role so much that he's like fucked up a little bit after because he's still in character, right?
That's
But
acting.
what I'm saying is exactly
Yeah.
that deserves the 3 Oscars he's got because he's doing his art.
It's just a
but like
slippery slope.
me all of a sudden being like, hey guys,
it very much is.
I'm a painter
And
now, you
this
guys.
is
Look
how
at all
they
this
start.
shit I'm painting.
AI
And then
the
you
new
find out I
steroids?
painted
AI the
just
new
the
Daredevil?
outline.
Yeah, no, AI is 100% story.
horseshit.
But here's
horseshit.
here's where AI is a real problem, and here's where AI is starting to make a problem. If you make the entire movie with AI,
Yeah,
it's going to be noticeable.
for sure. I agree.
I don't know what it's like to be a movie producer, and neither do any of us, and we don't know the fucking cities that need to be moved to make these decisions. Now,
I know they've been
it's
making
easy
movies a long time without it.
I know, but they also guess what? Before the printing press, Jimmy, everybody who wrote thought that they were going to be out of a fucking job.
They're using AI now.
Newspapers are out of
But
a
they're
job.
also
No, but what I'm saying is the invention of a new technology always ruffles feathers.
But they're also
and there's
using-
always questions to be asked of it, and there's always conversations to be had around it. And everybody in this day and age is taking entertainment and media and saying the whole thing fucking sucks when they hear AI is involved. That's not a conversation that you want to not have enough facts on, because when we say the acting performance shouldn't be nominated, which I 100% agree
Yeah.
with, we have to say the movie's still great. If the movie's
I haven't-
great,
I haven't seen it yet.
Neither have I.
I'm not
No, I'm
against
not
watching
defending
it. I'm
yeah,
just-
no,
yeah,
and
yeah.
I'm not against watching it either. It's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
when we say AI, I just feel that we need to protect both sides of the conversation, because there are people that we want to talk to that are eventually going to have to use AI,
Which
and there
sucks.
are people
It
who
sucks.
don't ever want to use it and will stand by
You
it.
should never have to use
You
it.
don't.
And if
You
a
literally
director
don't.
if a director decides, then before they use it, they have to state it. And depending on how people receive that can be a decision.
And you have my
because
100% full
a
support
lot
if-
of these fucking studios are using AI for bullshit time.
I think they
They're
just
to save
saving time.
money. It's to
and
save
that's
money. Yeah.
fucking shit, because at the end of
It's
the
lazy.
day,
They're lazy.
It's super lazy, and that goes against the whole point of why we're making this.
I agree.
Yes, people got to eat, people got to make money. I get it. But we're now using it's not about the art when it becomes, oh, I could just put it on Brody and then we could save 2 weeks.
Well, and
that's
then-
not the art anymore,
not,
man.
to mention it's
Also,
massively
you
stealing.
filmed how many weeks? How many months? And to save 3 now? Like, dude, no, just you're almost at the finish line. Just fucking do it.
Not to
Well,
mention
just
that it's-
fucking do it.
Not to mention that it's fucking stealing and that it uses a massive amount of
Yes.
water and it's terrible. For
Totally.
the
No,
Yes.
all of the,
Yes.
guys.
I would say probably just never ever use it and everyone should fuck off with it.
And if you use it, do it something like I could see Steven Soderbergh making a whole movie where he's like, I made this whole movie using AI to prove a point. Like when he made a whole movie with an iPhone.
Right.
To be like, you could do it. I did it. right?
You need
that would be okay. I'd be into that because it's like an experiment with the medium, sure.
AI
but doing shit like this where people are getting nominated and then you're finding out later that it wasn't 100%, that's horseshit.
It's horseshit.
It's horseshit.
That's where the problem is. It should have been known
You're
beforehand.
right. If they should say it right at the get-go and everyone's like on board, then we have no one to blame but ourselves. But everything's secretive. Everything's secretive, and they only talk about it when they're like, "Oh, it might be coming
that's
out."
the problem is that you can't have it because what it's doing is it's pulling from everybody
That's
else's
right.
IP.
There's no original AI content.
There
because
isn't.
it's literally stealing from everything it's seen.
Again, and huge problem, right? That's why. Like,
That's
it's
why
plagiarism.
you can't use it.
Like when I was going to school, like growing up, whatever, plagiarism was a huge thing. I see it as a form of plagiarism.
It is plagiarism.
If they found out that Jimmy wrote, if I wrote this whole essay, but Jimmy wrote my final conclusion, I'm sorry, that's not 100% my work. It's not 100% my work. I shouldn't get rewarded for it, and I should probably not get good marks.
But that's why when we do essays, we cite our work, and that's what they like. We're all saying
You cite your sources.
So if I handed it in and let them know, by the way, making sure everyone's on the same page, that could be different because again, we have all the information. What I don't like is they're only revealing it when they get caught.
And like Martin
and it's
said,
showing
they
that they're
didn't just
doing
use it for
something.
Brody. They use it for the background.
I guess I just go, that's Hollywood, and I'm so used to it.
I know, but
like,
that's
I'm just
the
like
thing.
that's what they like. I'm like, Meh.
Right, but that's the thing, right? And it was one thing, and that's how, unfortunately, they keep catering these horrible, like, right? Because when people would be like, oh, another 20-year-old, like in the 30s, another 20-year-old found dead on blah, that's Hollywood, and everyone was like, oh.
Yeah, you're
right?
desensitized
So,
to it.
exactly. So it's one of those things where, like, we do need to get angry, even if it's like, oh, I just used it for 10%. But you still used it, you fuck.
Well,
and you got to tell people you did.
The Oscars
right?
also have this innate ability to move goalposts and be like, well,
yeah, right.
You know, so like they'll
Which
be
is
like,
kind of
well,
bullshit.
okay, we don't want AI, but it's like,
Right.
okay, well, if you only use it there, then it's okay. And it's like now you're picking and choosing,
correct,
and you're being
Right.
really lazy. No, I can see both sides of it, guys.
I do, and again, I think also too what it is just like everything. I hate saying it, but it's true. Depending on where you grew up, how you were exposed to it. Like everyone, new generations now, because they're going to be in a world where AI is there in the default, they're not going to see it as much of a problem as us, which kind of makes sense because that's how they fucking know it.
Yeah.
But us, it's like we know how the fucking how the car's made. We know how it's made, and we know what you guys are doing. But you're still
Discovery
trying to
Channel, how
but
it's
you're
made.
still trying to tell me that it's made the same way that I'm used to, and that's what pisses me off.
Yeah.
That pisses
No, I do not condone the stealing of other people's ideas to make your own. I do not condone cheating in enhancing performances because now we don't know where Brody's Hungarian accent ends.
Yeah. Like how much of it?
We don't know, right?
Right.
We don't
For all
know.
I know,
was it a 30%
every
filter?
sentence he's
was
starting-
it a 10% filter?
Right. And remember, we
was
talked
it 2%?
about,
because if you give me those numbers and say it was 2% more because you just couldn't get there,
right?
But then he
Or
shouldn't
they
have
were-
the part.
I
Well,
agree
no,
because you're a
he shouldn't
fucking
get the
actor.
award. You shouldn't get the award.
But like,
You're a fucking actor.
But like, remember we talked about Valkyrie. Remember Valkyrie? And I brought it up because it is funny.
Because of the
but remember
accent.
how the movie starts? The movie starts where Tom Cruise is trying to be a German accent.
Yeah.
And then eventually he just starts talking normal. And then the whole rest of the movie is like, yes, there are Nazis that are British people with like British accents. But because we set the movie with that, right.
At least
they
he
can do
tried.
again, movies are fucking not real. No matter how good they are, no matter how connected you are, it's all fake. So the idea that we're like, oh, then let's just make it all. It's like, no, the real aspect is that we're making it. We need to keep the human aspect alive because at the end of the day, why don't I make a whole movie on my computer? Because I could.
They still hide so many tricks.
Right.
Sure.
That like,
and they're only
we're still
revealing-
going. It's still like wrestling. It's like, where is it fake and where is it real?
And they're
right?
only
Like,
revealing what they used AI when they get caught.
Yeah.
For all we know, the whole second half of that Adrian Brody movie was AI. Right?
don't
It's just no one said anything, so they're not going to say anything.
No, you're right.
That's the thing I don't like is like because AI, you're right, it's getting to a point where people are going to be forced to use it, then we need to have the same way they'd be like, this movie's been formatted to fit your television.
You're not allowed.
This movie has used some AI.
You guys are looking at it like the Olympics where
Right.
people are doping, right?
Yeah, yeah,
and then
like
getting glory for doping, right?
Right,
Where
and then
it's like-
years later, it's like, oh, I was on a lot of steroids. Right, but people have a right to be pissed,
It's Barry
especially
Bonds.
other athletes, because they're like, I didn't,
Yes,
and
no,
I lost.
definitely. You said you were like that, but
Right.
you're not like that.
Also,
Dude, Barry Bonds in the movies are the same thing. Barry Bonds was excellent at baseball before the steroids. He never fucking needed them.
Right,
He was going
right.
to the Hall of Fame without it.
right,
The movies are already great. We don't need this cheap, lazy bullshit.
You don't.
And look, what the Russos got.
Oh, you bringing it back?
Well, I'm just saying these
Back to fucking
motherfuckers.
Russos.
These motherfuckers got almost $300 million to make a piece of
And they
shit,
still had to
and
do
still
that?
had to use AI.
Yeah.
That's
Fuck is
pathetic.
the money going
And then
towards?
look, you have this Latvian guy who made a whole animated movie, won an Oscar on a free fucking program.
Well,
a free program.
What was made
That's a movie.
Right. Imagine if me and you won Best Editor, and then we're like, I did it all in Filmora. Right? It'd be like, holy shit.
Shout out Filmora.
Right? No, but I'm
Holy
just saying, right? Like, it'd be like, holy fuck.
I could do it.
Right?
I think we
We've
could
totally-
do it. We just need a really good camera, but we could do it.
We just need a really good movie.
Yeah.
I haven't used.
Bring out the Chat GPT, guys.
I haven't used any Adobe programs since I left school. I still use Film. And you know what? At the end of the day, when
I'm
you're looking
so
at
glad.
the product, no one gives a fuck.
You need to be a testimonial for them. Like,
I would
that is
love
the
to.
best
I would love
story.
to. Yeah.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
No,
Yeah.
then it'll get too popular, and then they'll start charging.
Yeah, they'll have to be the
we
AI
don't need,
guy.
we don't fuck. No.
We don't fuck, just like R2D2.
Good
But this
talk.
was good. This was great.
Good
This was a lot of
this is good talk. Like
But this is a debate that I think more like when they do actors on actors, this is shit they should be talking about.
I don't
Like,
want. I don't want to know the fluff. I want to know the real.
But imagine if someone was like, "Hey, Brody, how much did you do?" And let's hear it from him.
Let's
Imagine
hear your,
that. Yeah, I want to hear that.
Hungarian accent, motherfucker.
Talk for me. Yeah, let's hear your monologue. Do it for me right now, asshole. Because
Do
you
it
won
right
an
now.
Oscar, so you can do it.
it's such like when I heard about it too, I was like, you
horseshit.
guys, like you should have like if you really didn't want to be caught, you should have been like we did sound.
Right,
And then
right,
you
right.
could blend in.
Or like we wanted birds in the background and we weren't filming outside, so we put some birds. Like
But
because
even that doesn't have to be AI.
right, because that's the same as me finding a soundbite, which I do, of birds, and then I just put it into the audio line.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
no,
it.
definitely.
You don't need to fucking AI that shit. But again, it's time and money, and that's what's
Well, it's
ruining the industry.
performance based.
It's ruining the
It's
industry.
almost as bad as the Will Smith slap, except it's not physical violence. It's creative
artistic-
violence.
it's artistic violence,
It's artistic
yeah.
violence, right? Because it's like,
God, we're a bunch of fucking woke lefties, aren't we?
well, no, like this is where I get upset about it because, like, I was only defending everybody else who doesn't get a voice, right? Like
Yeah.
that's where my stance was coming from. But I do get upset that something that I'm tricked into thinking
Right.
is what I love about movies.
Right.
Like I don't care if AI is used to brush up the lighting. I don't care if AI.
I care.
Okay, sure. I mean, as much you might have constraints where as great as you got it in camera,
Right.
you still had to fix something. So run it through a filter, change it out. Fine, I get that. But when you start manipulating the lifeblood of a film, which is the dialogue, which is the not even the production. We're used to the volume wall now. We know
Yeah,
that the
yeah, yeah.
production set might
Yeah.
not even be real.
Yep.
And these things are fine. They're not fun for actors, but they're fine. But when you start to trick me, when you're already tricking me,
Yeah.
and I'm there for the original trick,
and then that-
and I'm
okay.
not there for the second sleight of hand bullshit.
Then you're not in on it.
Then you don't trust anything. And it's harder to go into movies now being like, I'm just going to be immersed because there's that part of your brain that's like,
100%.
So like a good White Lotus. A lot of people are giving what's his face, Lucius, that actor.
Malfoy, yeah, because he can't.
Oh.
his
accent
Oh,
breaks a
Jason
little bit.
Isaac.
Jason Isaac.
It breaks.
Every now and then.
It doesn't
but,
take
but
me
it's
out
not
of the
enough. Right.
story.
It's not enough
No,
that
it
I'm like,
doesn't.
he's brilliant. Right. But I like it now because I'm like, well, they could have AI'd that and they fucking
And
didn't.
they didn't.
So I like it now.
Well, and you just get used
in.
to it, right? You adapt. You're like,
But he's acting.
you know.
And it's tough when you like.
It also wasn't his real penis, Charles, too. Like,
oh, I knew
I've
that.
heard
Right.
that.
Right. But I mean, again, even if
Pretty
they were like,
disappointed.
even if they were like, we
I wanted
AI'd
real.
it.
I wanted real.
But look at
wanted
this.
dong.
dick.
So imagine this. So imagine if they did AI that dick. Then it gets to me where I'm like, then why have it? Like,
Why
what
even
was
have
the
a penis?
point
Yeah.
of it? Because you know how they could have filmed it? They could have filmed where the camera's behind and he just does the basic instinct from behind. And we see them go, whoa, Dad.
Find a penis
right?
double.
Don't even need to have that thing.
Yeah.
Right.
But it was. I think I don't know if he puts pants on or if it's just underwear that he.
No, he's got his robe open.
He's got his
So he
robe on,
uncrosses
but I
his
think
legs.
he slides into an actual prosthetic.
Yeah, no, they
that
said
slides over
but
him and gets maked up on.
But
Get
even
it? I
when they
want a penis double
even when they do nude scenes, like for the majority of
for
most
myself
movies,
because mine is
they
not
have to wear a prosthetic because
I'll
they
be your
don't.
double.
They
I
don't.
want yours.
Where did Jimmy get a gut from?
But like what people don't understand is like on sets too, regardless if it's going to be seen on camera, they are wearing a covering.
Yeah.
Because again, at the end of the day, you're working. You shouldn't be walking around a set with your dick out, right? Even if we're like,
The
hey,
80s were a different
hey,
time, Charles.
It's not boogie nights.
No, but like, do you know what I mean? Like right. So
And that
it
was
makes,
also a prosthetic.
so it makes sense.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's not
Oh,
not
yeah.
Mark.
That makes sense.
Well, because they also based that on Ron Jeremy.
just Mark,
that
not
was,
Marky
that was
Mark.
what Paul Thomas Anderson, he said. He was like, can we get the Ron Jeremy one? And that's why it's so stupid. Like, he has to, like, unfold it out of his pants.
I'm so jealous.
A little bit. I love prosthetics.
All right, we've kept listener long enough. Thank you for giving us another chance if this is your first time.
We're also sorry if this is your first time.
No, hey, no. They're not this heated normally, but good for
And
us.
we're not racist, okay?
No, I swear we're not.
We just love robots.
Yeah, we're just passionate about steel and joints and cock-blocking robots.
Yeah, Joan.
Yeah. But yeah, if this is your first time, easiest way to support what you've just listened to, if you like it, is just subscribe. Subscribe and tell your friends.
Yeah.
Say you met these guys in a dark corner of the podcast world and you're like, they're fucking funny and they're passionate and you should give them a shot. We'd love that. But if you do actually want to support the show, you can donate to the cause, which just pays for podcasts. It costs money to even have this hobby. So it covers that. Know that
How
a
do you
buck
think
or
we're going
two-
to pay for Martin's hot tub?
Yeah, it's been 7 years and we still don't even have a down payment. So
Ah, damn.
like
We're almost there. We're almost there.
Martin After Dark is almost a reality.
Oh,
It's so cold, folks.
Yeah.
It's the Kickstarter that we
Chilly.
don't know that we all need.
Yes.
So, yeah.
We swear we'll buy him a hot tub.
The
And-
kiddie pool is not enough.
Also, won't be a prosthetic, guys. That'll be
right.
all
Won't be a
Martin.
prosthetic.
We
Yeah.
can tell
That's
you
all me. I'm not using any AI. No AI.
No,
I
I
don't
can
use
tell
any
you
AI.
that.
No AI, dick. But yeah. And if this is your whatever time, if this is your 270 some odd time,
Thanks for
again.
sticking it out.
Thanks,
Yeah.
thanks for being a
We
fan.
love you more than you know.
Yeah, we know we're not your standard. We deviate from the rules, but that's why you love us. So I've been a big titted jiggly robot with machine guns.
Jesus Christ.
I am sorry that I picked racist robots.
I think David should kill everybody.
Martin,
Thank you, Charles, for picking racist robots.
watch all the
Only for
movies,
you, buddy.
kids. Tell us your favorite robot. Leave a voicemail. Say bye, everybody.
I love you.
Love you.
Bye.
I'd say that was a pretty successful broadcast.